Hello everybody, good evening and welcome to That's Football. It's a Europa League final watch along. It's a big one for Rangers. It's a big night for Eintracht Frankfurt as well in Sevilla. It's looking lovely. It's looking sunny. It's looking exciting. It's a Europa League final. I don't really have any preference. Well, I do have a preference actually. I do have a preference. It's Rangers because they're Scottish and that's close to England. But apart from that, don't really have a massive preference at all, but I'm very excited by it. It's a cup final and it's a Europa League final. I mean, United lost in this final this time last year, so it's maybe the teams aren't as big as people would expect to be in a final like this, and people are sort of like, well, it's Rangers against Frankfurt, but this was where Man United played last year. They played Villarreal. So it's credit to those two teams that they've got themselves into this situation, and all credit to them and well done. That's what I would say. Looking forward to it. Very much so. And I hope we get a good game as well, because I think it's got the potential to be a real cracker, and I hope it is. I really hope it is. So thanks everyone for tuning in. As you can see in the bottom right hand corner, we're sponsored by Spitch. If you don't know what Spitch is, well, I'm about to tell you. It's a fantastic little game that you can play, and especially with the eye on the weekend and the final game of the weekend, you can be playing as well. Spitch is a fancy football manager app that lets you build your own team to win points and take on other managers on the game. It's available on iOS and Android and is free to download in the UK. It's based around weekly competition, so you don't have to worry about the season that's already started. You can lump it all in on the final weekend, on the final day on Sunday. Everyone will be on 0 points, and that's why I'm focusing around the Premier League, but you can do that as well. There's in-game app analytics to help you pick your team. You can also do it for the final tonight. You can do it for the Europa League final on the app tonight if you want to get onto it quickly. If you want to download Spitch and get yourself in with a shot of winning some awesome prizes, then scan the QR code and get playing today, or you can go through the link in the description. Also, make sure you join the United Stand community page on Spitch, as we have our own little competition on there where you can win a £50 voucher to spend on anything you like on the United Stand store. I've placed links in the description for that as well. Last week's winner of the £50 voucher was Red Azza. Huge congratulations to him, and make sure you drop us a DM when you get your new merch delivered. If you want to be part of that community on Spitch, then hit the link in the description and come and join us. You have to be over 18 to play Spitch, and there are terms and conditions, but links in the description to get involved with that. As I said, the links in the video description if you want to play against me and the United Stand community, so it's our own little group that you can play against. £50 voucher, you can get one of these. We've got one of these on our United Stand shop as well. So links in the description. Premier League final weekend. Everyone will be on 0 points. Can you pick a team that's going to win the most points to win you prizes? Hold your phone up to Spitch on the bottom left-hand corner there. It will take you where you need to be. You have still got time if you want to play the Europa League game as well. There is a game for the final here. You can play that as well. Links in the description. Good luck with that. And especially for the last weekend, make sure you give it a go. You've got to be over 18, but it is free to play in the UK. Take me on in the United Stand community section. It's going to be I nearly said mad. It's going to be a crazy last weekend, isn't it? Will City win the league? Will Liverpool win the league? Will Spurs get top 4? Will Arsenal get top 4? Will United get Europa League? Will West Ham get Europa League? Will West Ham go down? Will Burnley go down? Notice I'm not putting Everton in there. And sometimes on the final day you get these amazing results, don't you? Like 4-all or 5-4. So I'm looking forward to that. It's going to be big. We've got a watch along on here for you as well on Sunday afternoon. If you want to add to the excitement, then make sure you download Spitch. It's free to play if you're over 18, and in the UK you could be winning prizes as well. Thanks everyone for watching. We're about to start the Europa League final, and I'm just going to start the what clock for you. I'll go through the team news in a minute as well. A couple of players of interest actually. We've just started there. So yeah, a couple of players of interest on this tonight. I'm going to do a little poll actually to see who you think's going to win. But we'll go through the team news first. I don't know whether this is going to be a bit of a mismatch. I've got to be honest, I haven't really watched Rangers in the Europa League apart from highlights. I've watched Rangers play this season a couple of times with regards to the games against Celtic. But their team tonight is, well, the Eintracht Frankfurt team tonight is Trapp, Torre, Mello, Ndika, who's been linked to United, number 2, Naf, Rode, Sal, Kostic, Lindstrom, Kamada and Bohr. Probably pronounced some of them names wrong. Rangers, McGregor, Tavernier, Goldson. Notice I went a bit Scottish there. McGregor, Tavernier, Goldson, Bassi, Barisic, Jack, Lundstrom, Kamara, Kent, Aribo and Wright. There you go. Which way is this going to go? We're also going to be doing at half-time, Premier League transfer of the season. We've got 8 candidates. We'll be doing that at half-time. So look forward to that. It's a trap, says Verdi. Thanks everyone who's tuning in, by the way. Make sure you smash a like and subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. You're all very welcome. Obviously, we've got a massive watch-along on Sunday for the final day of the Premier League. A week on Saturday night, we've got the Champions League final. And a week on Sunday, we've got the playoff final. So lots of big games still to come at the end of this footballing season. Before a massive transfer window as well. I think we'll have lots of videos on here reacting to general transfers. Cross comes in. Will this be a bit of a mismatch? I don't know. Let's not forget that they've already beaten Leipzig, Rangers, and they've already beaten Dortmund. So there's no reason to think that Rangers will be beaten today. And also, they've made it all the way. This isn't a bloody knockout quarter-final. This is the bloody final of the Europa League. Loads of Rangers fans have travelled. They've got a 9,000 allocation, but there's 100,000 in Sevilla. So who's going to win? Rangers win, draw, or Frankfurt win? It is funny, isn't it? Because I think that get involved on the poll. I think it's an interesting final in the way that I think a lot of people would have known a lot more players if it had been West Ham against Leipzig, wouldn't they? Like, there's loads of players we know at Leipzig. I'm trying to think of some. No, there is. There's Nkunku, there's Lema, I don't think Hadara's actually fit, but there's loads of players at and obviously West Ham. We know that whole team. So with Eintracht Frankfurt and Rangers, that familiarity is not really there, but in a way, it can make it quite interesting. I actually remember watching either a Cup Winners' Cup final or a UEFA Cup final years and years ago. I was very young. I don't know whether anyone knows what year it was. I think it was Dundee United, because they were definitely playing in orange and they were playing somebody. They lost the final basically, and I didn't have a bloody clue who was playing for either team. I'd imagine it was probably a UEFA Cup. It wouldn't have been European Cup. It would have been a UEFA Cup or a Cup Winners' Cup final. They can draw after 90 minutes, you pedantic prat. Rangers are bang average in my opinion, says Alex G. And Ndika looks solid in defence already, says Mipsum. Yeah, keep an eye on Ndika. United were linked to him. I don't think there's anything in it, but they were linked to him. Number 2. This is going to be a cracking game. Come on, Rangers, is Connor Head. I've got absolutely no idea how this is going to run. Absolutely no idea. I can't predict the score here. Ahmad's on the bench. Swampy says he wants Rangers to win, but I doubt they will. I think they've. I think that it's such a difficult game to pick because I would say Rangers are massive underdogs, but they're not. They can't be massive underdogs. They beat Dortmund. They beat Leipzig in the semi-final over 2 legs. They can't be. They've been to Germany and they've took them back to Glasgow and they've won. As a West Ham fan, I'm gutted we're not in the final. Would have been a fantastic send-off for the legend that is Mark Noble, says Bound for the Reload. Yeah, I think I don't know many West Ham fans, and I've certainly not spoken to any about it. But yeah, I think there's got to be that sense of regret. That Eintracht Frankfurt semi-final could have gone the other way very easily. I mean, credit to Eintracht Frankfurt, they won it over 2 legs. But it could have gone. I think West Ham shouldn't have lost. Oh, nasty. Nasty. Get on the pitch quick. Someone's got a head injury here. There's blood. I think he got caught by a late boot. All right, Mark, how you doing? Says Jesse. I'm all right, mate. Hope you're doing all right as well. Yeah. He's gone for the ball. High foot, and his stud has just basically cut his forehead. Nothing malicious in it. I very much doubt there'll be anything. I mean, imagine if he got a red card for that. Just destroy Europa League final. But I will re-emphasise that this is a Europa League final. Last year it was between Villarreal and Manchester United, and that was, relatively glamorous. We could have had Barcelona. Eintracht Frankfurt beat Barcelona as well. So, look, Rangers and Eintracht Frankfurt are fully deserving of being in this final. They may not be the 2 glamorous teams in the final, but they are if you're an Eintracht Frankfurt or Rangers fan. I mean, we could have had a Leipzig-West Ham final. Maybe some people thought that's what we would get. We could have had Barcelona in the final. So, they are where they are and they deserve to be here. But yeah, I'm sure West Ham fans feel a little bit peeved that they could have been in this final, but that's it. That's it. Studs to the forehead, send him off, says Aaron Walker. Who do you want to win, Mark? I want Rangers to win. I'd want Celtic to win as well, so it's got nothing to do with the whole question that I think I've been asked it more than any question. Rangers versus Celtic, to which there is no comment. But I would want Celtic to win this final, and I want Rangers to win it. I don't get involved in the whole Rangers versus Celtic thing. And I'd want Aberdeen to win. I'd want Hibernian to win. So that's why I want Rangers to win. Scotland is close to England, and they are still part of Britain, whether they want to be or not. So yeah, I want them to win. A locality thing. I can tell you for a fact, anyone who likes Celtic will be supporting Eintracht Frankfurt. And to be honest with you, I haven't got a problem with that, because if this was Liverpool, I'd want Eintracht Frankfurt to win. And if this was Manchester United, Liverpool fans would want Eintracht Frankfurt to win. That's the way rivalry works. Drub, thank you and welcome to the Members Club. Hope we're all doing well. So we're going to be doing, I'll tell you now, at half time, we're going to be doing Premier League transfer of the season. There's 8 players in there. There'll be 4 quarterfinals. You'll be voting head-to-head, semi-final, final. The 8 candidates. Shall I tell you them now? I won't, because then that will make you start thinking about who your favourite's going to be. The head injury's still going on here. A video idea, says Ronnie. Do a podcast like you did in Talk Sport and call people to give their opinions. Why would I call people? They can call me. Call Goldbridge. I think that would work really well. Why don't they get me on Talk Sport to do it after a match? Call Goldbridge. You see, I don't know whether I'll ever do radio again. It was just a one-off thing for me. But if I get a good offer, I'd be interested in doing it. But yeah, I wouldn't want to just go and do what's already been done. I'd want to do something a bit different. So, Goldbridge would be good. Yeah, just idea for a programme. Goldbridge sat with Ricky Gervais taking calls. No, I'm humouring myself there. But he's going to change his shirt here. Terry Butcher style here. Look at him. He's quite well built. He is a professional footballer. Yeah, I'd only ever do it on... The timer's right below me, mate. I don't know whether you've never watched the show before, but, you know... It wasn't... I don't think he even got a yellow card for it. Are you still Ollie in, says James. Slow Sports News, Ollie. Slow Sport News, James. Ollie been sacked. I can tell you that myself, James. Me and Kaneki. Well, Kaneki didn't get the sack. I walked out the door. I thought everyone would follow me. But they didn't. McHenry got a job at Ipswich. Kaneki took me job for a week. And Phelan's still there, propping up a brick wall. Bunch of bastards. Can't believe it. I thought they were my mates. They threw me under the bus. My own bus I was driving. Can't believe it. Wasn't even a yellow, says Vincent. That's a scandal. How is that not a red, says Melvza. A lot of people not happy about that. Bit of a stop-start game here at the moment. I don't know who that suits. Goldbridge on call. Like Annika Rice, you have to go and rescue people from situations. Nothing life-threatening. Hopefully then you're just a paramedic, says Nick P. You can imagine that. Goldbridge on call. Goldbridge. Basically, I'll get a call at the start of the show. You've got 45 minutes to find Jim, who is in a well with a broken leg and it's raining. In 45 minutes... the well will submerge Jim. I didn't make it in time. I stopped for a Ginster's pasty and a can of Fanta on the M6, and I was 5 minutes late. Eintracht Frankfurt in the box. Keeper's got it. Rangers clear. Oh no, they haven't. Shoots straight at the keeper. Good save. Good shot. I would pay for a Goldbridge podcast, says Pritam. I probably will end up doing a podcast at some point. But it'd have to be the right guests. I don't necessarily want to do football, but I want it to be a part of it. So, yeah. Challenge Annika was brilliant. I used to love that in the 80s. Annika Rice on a Saturday night, basically, she would get a challenge at the start, and basically, it wasn't as good as it sounds. There'd be like some orphans that needed a few beds in a place, and she'd build it, and she'd just ring a load of people up, and she'd have like 3 days to do it. And obviously she's not gonna take a day off to go and do some shopping at Harrods. Oh, we didn't build your orphan place. So yeah, Treasure Hunt was better. That was on Channel 4, where wasn't the one called The Interceptor as well, where a couple of contestants basically got hunted down by somebody in a helicopter, and if you got caught, you didn't win the money. That was as harsh as it got. He didn't kill you or anything like that. But I think there's a great show there. He's crying here. He can't believe he's here. I can't believe it, man. I can't believe I'm watching Rangers in Spain. It's great. Scooby-Doo. They've done fantastically well to get here, Rangers. They have. Good cross by Tavernier, cleared away. Good tempo to this game. I think Rangers realise they've got to work hard, and I think they're quite evenly matched here. We could be in for a cracking final. Anyway, your poll: who's going to win? Rangers 60%, Frankfurt 34%, draw after 90 minutes 7%. There you go. Most people going with Rangers. Carl's Iron Brew, made in Scotland from Gaddars. I love Iron Brew and Tizer. Do they still make Tizer? Can anyone tell me if they still make Tizer? I know they make Iron Brew. I haven't had it for years. Full of sugar, isn't it? Watched a fair few Rangers games this year. I hope of seeing Ahmad, but I really like Bassi, the centre-back, playing beyond his years at 22, says Joshua Bowwater. Well, I was going to ask you that. They still do Tizer. Is it Scottish? I haven't seen Tizer for years. It's like red lemonade, isn't it? Which you can get in Ireland, but you can't get in the UK. If you go to Ireland, I can't wait to go back to Ireland because I'm just going to have a Southern Red. And people will go, what's a Southern Red? It's a Southern Comfort whiskey with red lemonade. If you had whiskey with lemonade in the UK, you'd throw up. But yeah, Southern Red. You can't get red lemonade in the UK. Well, you can if you go to certain butchers. Irish butchers. But yeah, Tizer's nice. I haven't had it for years. But yeah, the question I was going to ask. Rangers have got all the way to a Europa League final. Yeah? We're watching it. If they've got to a Europa League final and they've beaten Leipzig and they've beaten Dortmund and they're holding their own in a final against Frankfurt, some of these players must be able to come and play in the Premier League. Do you think there's any Rangers players that are worth a punt in the Premier League? Now, considering Gerrard managed Rangers, surely, if they're good enough, Gerrard would be all over it. Do you think we'll see any come into the Premier League, or do you not think they're good enough? Good tempo, but the quality is quite average so far, although United would struggle against these teams, says Suradeep. And did you ever go on the Traumatizer in Southport, says Dance. I've never been to Southport. Ryan Kent could come to the Premier League. Tavernier's a bit older than people think, isn't he? Kent and Tavernier, says Frycolour. Lundstrom, Bassi, Kent, Aribo, Kamara. Tavernier says, no, he's gone for quite a few. Tavernier is a lot older than you think. He's 30. That doesn't mean he can't play in this league. Well, it can be done. I think Tierney's done a great job. Ryan Kent's all right, but he ain't Blake Kent. And he ain't Clark Kent. Any thoughts on Chelsea looking to finalise with Koundé for 70 million? Appreciate all your hard work, Mark. Love these watch-alongs, says Ben House. I think Koundé for 70 million is a little bit too much, mate. I do like Jules Koundé. I would take him at United, but I wouldn't want to spend any more than 50 on him. I don't think he's a 70 million pound defender, but if they can get the money, they can get the money. Be interesting to see what players Celtic buy this year, actually. Not Celtic, Chelsea. I still think they'll go for Declan Rice. I can't see Declan Rice staying at West Ham for another year. Unless nobody buys him. I just can't see it. Doesn't make any sense to me. Road to the final. Well, Rangers' road to the final was Leipzig in the semi-finals, as we know. Braga in the quarter-finals. And was it Dortmund? Did they play Dortmund in that round? No, they played Dortmund in the round of 32, didn't they? Yeah, they played Dortmund in the round of 32. I don't know who they played in the round, the last 16. Don't know. Frankfurt, they beat Betis. In the last 16. And I don't know whether they went. I think Frankfurt went straight into the last 16, didn't they? Like West Ham did. Yeah. So they played Betis in the last 16, and then they beat Barcelona in the quarter-final, and then West Ham. So Betis, Barcelona, and quarter-final, and West Ham for them. Red Star Belgrade. So Rangers beat Dortmund, Red Star Belgrade. Oh, I've forgotten again now. Who did they beat in the quarterfinal? Braga. And yeah, so Dortmund, Red Star Belgrade, Braga, Leipzig. 2 German clubs and a Portuguese club. So they've done well. Goldhead says, did you see the hooligans clashing before the game? What a disgrace to football again. Look, I'm not singling out Rangers here because I think it can happen with any club, but Rangers have took 100,000 people to Sevilla, and I was doing my Twitch stream this afternoon and I said I wouldn't be surprised if there's any trouble because Rangers, good play there by Eintracht Frankfurt, and he gets a corner going forward. Rangers played in a final against Zenit St Petersburg a few years ago in Manchester, and Manchester got absolutely smashed. Absolutely smashed up. So, hi Mark, thoughts on Kylian Mbappe transfer rumour signing to Arsenal? Yeah, whatever. And Rangers starting lineup cost 13 million. Incredible. In fact, 8 of the 11 cost 300k or less, says Dylan John. Bruno or De Bruyne, past 2 seasons, big fan, says King. You're having a laugh, mate. I'm not even going to take that seriously. Oh, corner. Terrible. Terrible corner. What a terrible corner that was. Gone for a goal kick. Yeah, the Rangers team, McGregor in goal, Tavernier at right back, Barisic left back, Bassi and Goldson centre backs, Lundstrom, Kamara and Jack, and then Kent off the left, Aribo and Wright off the right, which makes it easier. Number 23. Ahmad is on the bench, as is Aaron Ramsey on the bench, and that's right. That's quite interesting, isn't it? What's happened with Aaron Ramsey at Rangers then? Has he been a complete and utter waste of time? I thought he'd tear it up. I really thought he'd tear it up in the in the Scottish League. What's going on there then? Stags beating Northampton mark in the playoffs. Good. Ashton, I would rather Mansfield win. I always liked Nigel Clough, son of Brian Clough. Did a good job at Burton Albion, and he's a good lower league manager, actually. He can't play for 90 minutes, says Peddle. Injured and not fit, Aaron Ramsey. Forrest says, good idea at half time. We're doing Premier League transfer of the season. It'll be good fun. So get ready for that at half time. But we've had 20 minutes here so far. I wouldn't say it's been a great final, but it is the Europa League final, and I felt a need to do it because Man United hopefully will be in it next year. Please subscribe, by the way, bottom right hand corner. We are on the road to... Do it then. Do it then. Dave Jordan says, to be fair, you're not really watching it. I am. I am watching it, Dave. Bloody hell, who are you, my mother? If you are, please give me a call. Anyway, we're very close to 685,000 subscribers. Please do subscribe. Bottom right-hand corner. You're very welcome on the channel. Everybody's welcome on here. Doesn't matter who you support. We've got an amazing final day for you on Sunday where you can watch the drama unfold and react on the live chat. Looking forward to that. So please subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. We've got the Champions League final coming up for you a week on Saturday night. Playoff final the very next day. So 2 big weekends of football coming up. Which reminds me, if you want to play Spitch, scan the QR code down there. Spitch is a football game you can play on Sunday. Everyone starts on 0 points. You pick your team from all the teams who are playing on the final day. Accumulate your points from what they do. You can win cash prizes. We've also got a United Stand community one where you can win a £50 voucher in our club, United Stand club shop, where you can get things like this. And play against me as well. It's not about the £50 voucher, it's about trying to beat me. If you want to play it, it's free to play if you're over 18 and you live in the UK. Links in the description. Download it for free and give it a go. See if you can beat me on Sunday. I think it'll be a good game to play because it's going to be a very exciting watch-along anyway on Sunday because of everything's going on. Add a bit of fun to it as well and play the game for free. Jesus to Arsenal. What you think, Mark? Keep it up, says yeah boy. I think Jesus would be a good signing for Arsenal. I've said it before. I think Arsenal are crying out for a number 9, and I think he's a very good one. You don't play the amount of games he's played for Man City and the success Man City have had when he's played for them without being... He'd probably be Arsenal's best player, to be honest with you. He'd be your most experienced, talented player. I think Jesus is a bit underrated. I understand why Pep wants to upgrade, but I think he'd be a very good player for Arsenal. Nick P. Also, Arteta will have worked with him, I think. Did they cross over at Man City? I like Rangers. They remind me of my youth trying to fill a Panini sticker album and had about 50 Garen Stevens. No wonder no one would swap with me, says Nick P. Oh, you know what, Nick? You've taken me back there. I used to get Panini sticker albums when I was a kid. And I don't know what year they stopped doing it. And I don't think they still do it now. But so you'd get like Arsenal. You get the foil badge. You get the team photo. You get the foil badge in the... So you'd open it up, 2 pages, A4. You'd have the foil badge in the top left, you'd have the team photo in the bottom right, and then all the other rows would be all the players and the manager. And you'd open your packs and you'd fill your stickers in. And then when you got past the last Division 1 team, as it was then, when I had it, they'd have all the Scottish clubs. But they'd only get 1 page for their team. You'd still get a foil, you'd still get a team photo, but they'd have 2 smaller photos on 1 sticker. And can you remember that? The Scottish teams, they didn't get a double spread. They had 1 page with the double on. You remind me of Michael Scott in The Office as Tropic. Thank you very much for the super chat. Frankfurt fans dominate, says Lucas. And shout out. Yeah, I've done that. Shout out for Rangers for keeping Ramsey in the bench so he can't score, so he can't hurt anyone. If you know, you know. Shout out to you, Mark, too, says Paolo Ramirez. Thank you very much for the super chats there. Yeah, used to enjoy that. The only thing I didn't used to enjoy is my uncle, who's a little bit older than me, but but not massively older than me. He's only about 8 years older than me because he's the youngest and I'm the son of the oldest. So the gap is quite close between me and my uncle. So he'd be collecting his stickers, and I remember, you know, I wanted United stickers and he wanted Forest stickers. So I'd swap him, and he'd like, I remember I had like, I think it was like Gary Crosby or someone like that, and he needed it. So he swapped it for like a crap Southampton defender. I really should have been getting good stuff. And then he had Brian Robson, and I wanted it. You know what he did? He already had Brian Robson in his book, and he had 2 Brian Robsons to swap, right? He went to school, we couldn't swap them because everyone had them. I needed it. I've been thinking about it all week. We went round his house and said, can I have your Brian Robson? You know what he did in front of me? He took the sticker off and stuck it on top of his Brian Robson. I won't say what I did to his when he went out the room, but when he opened up his Forest page, it stunk. But yeah, how bad is that? He already had Brian Robson, and instead of giving it to me, he stuck another one on top of it. Disgusting. Rangers just had a shot there. They're having a cooling break. The old water breaks, remember them? I'll have a water break as well. What was it? Who said that there? Good one. John Barnes says, glad to see you've moved on, Mark. Yeah. Yeah, to this day it pisses me off because I don't think I ever did complete. I've never completed a sticker book. The closest one I got to completing was World Cup 2014. I said I'm going to complete it. And I've still got the book, and you won't believe what happened. Every page is completed apart from 4 South Koreans. What's the point? Why didn't I just order them in? I just forgot. What's your favourite beer, Mark, says Ashton? I don't really have a favourite, really. Bath did World Cup USA. They are quite good for prosperity. Axe says it is 30 degrees there, so they probably do deserve a water drink. Mark definitely drinks Stella. I don't, Ben, because actually I completely agree that Stella makes you do different things. Like, you know, like Stella is this I don't know whether it's stereotypical or a myth, but there's always this thing that Stella makes you more violent and stuff. And to be honest, I had a night on the Stella, and I probably would have. It probably would. Let's not distinguish this. It could have happened with any beer, but yeah. I was rambling some right shite. Good cross in. Corner to Frankfurt. Hi Mark, sorry I missed your shows the past few weeks, says James. Did you make your announcement yet, or is it in a few weeks? Thanks a lot, says James. Well, the big announcement was that I was going to present a show on TalkSport, which I did last Friday. But there is another announcement to come in relation to United Stand, which isn't as big as that. So don't start thinking about leaving or stuff like that. But yeah, so I did talk sport last Friday, which was quite a big thing to do. I'm basically the first, or whatever you want to call it, football YouTuber, influencer, whatever you want to call it, to present their own show on national radio Talk Sport. So thanks to everyone, because it wouldn't happen without you. Who do you want to win, says Lewis? I want Rangers to win, but to be honest, I think whilst it's quite an equal game, I feel Frankfurt are going to score first. Oh, God. Good shot there on the volley. Edge of the box. Bounced. He smacked it. Caustic on his left foot. Onto the roof of the net. Heard that the De Jong deal was spinned by Romero and De Jong's camp, and they are laughing at the reaction of the media. This is AMK. Is that true? Bradley says, will you keep doing Talk Sport? I don't know, mate. I don't know. Would you do Big Brother or I'm a Celebrity, says Andy Wright. To be honest with you, I don't think... I'm not even being arrogant here. I imagine some of you would say it as well. I don't know whether they could pay me enough to do Big Brother or I'm a Celebrity, because I'm really rubbish at, like, not doing anything for hours. So it would be a mental battle for me. That's why I would have to be paid a lot of money to do it, because it would be a mental battle. Keep the questions coming in. I always like, you know what my favourite questions are? Like, when we hit on a topic like stickers, then that was good. We've got a really good halftime poll to do. I'm tempted to throw another one in because we could almost do one straddling the game. Frankfurt are on the break here. They've got a 2v2. Go on, go for the box. Oh, I tell you what, he went for the shot there. Was it number 10? He basically ran length of pitch and had a shot. Caustic again. He's had 2 shots in the last 5 minutes. He's very, very greedy. Neither of them been on target. And to be honest, that was a bit greedy to shoot from there. I don't think that was scoreable. Milinkovic Savic won't be coming to Manchester United, Neeson. There's absolutely nothing in it. It won't happen. Rangers haven't done much, says Jemmy. I've got to be honest, I haven't watched any of Rangers' games in the Europa League. Have they been fortunate? Have they ground it out to the final? I don't know. I've seen the highlights and they always looked like they deserved it. I've seen Gangs of London. It's a couple of years old now, isn't it, Bassett? You should look for Ndika. He's a great defender, says Ian. Yeah, he's playing at number 2 if you want to keep an eye on Ndika. In fact, he's just won a header. I haven't seen much of him, to be honest. Only the little bits. I think he only played 1 game against West Ham. He reminds me of... he reminds me of a centre-back, and I'm trying to think who it is. I'll come back to me on that. He's playing on the left-hand side of the centre-backs, number 2 for Eintracht Frankfurt. United were linked to him. He does look very good, and he reminds me of somebody. I can't think who it is. He's got a very distinctive run and composure. Thoughts on Sebastian Vettel? I don't think he's very good at football, Jag. Mark, will Scooby-Doo sign for United? Romano says yes, says Ayas. And Duncan says, Looker stole as on the ball as a dead seal from the thick of it. Great TV show for analogies, e.g. a face like Doc Cotton licking wee off a nettle. There you go. Well, I like it. But he nicked it. There we go. Goatee says, come on, Frankfurt. Rangers are into the box here. No, they're not. Comes to the edge of the box. Go wide. Go wide. Tavernier on the right-hand side. And he loses possession. The game needs a goal. I take it Ndika is left-footed. Yeah, he's definitely left-footed. Yeah, he's 100% left-footed. There's no right foot to him there. He could have played it with his right foot. Yeah, Ndika's left-footed. He's playing left-sided centre-back, but that doesn't necessarily mean he is. If Forest were to get promoted, where do you think they could realistically finish their first season back, says Cameron. Look, Cameron, I'd stick to what I said at the start of this season. My favourites to go down were Watford, Norwich and Brentford. Brentford have done fantastically well to stay up. So my prediction for next season is that Bournemouth, Fulham and if Forest get promoted or Huddersfield get promoted, they'll go straight back down. I don't know what the makeup of their squad is either. There has been teams that have been promoted before that have got a really good team and stability, like Brentford, but there's also been teams that have got a lot of loanees, got a lot of people who leave because they go to... I hate it when a team gets promoted from the Championship and their best players go to a Premier League club before playing with them in the Premier League. So, do you think we will see more of Charlie Savage for United next season, says Joel? I've got no idea with the youth. I know who they are, but I've got no idea who's going to break through and who's not. There's a lot of expectation around, obviously, Garnacho. I think Charlie McNeil's got a good chance. I'd like to see as many of them as possible do well, but I guess we'll have to wait and see. Robert Kerr says, isn't the Rangers manager the Dutch bloke who scored a screamer at the World Cup? Van Bronckhorst, yeah, played for Rangers, didn't he? And he didn't he play for Arsenal? Oh, free header for Rangers. Straight at the keeper. Probably the chance of the game for them. Lundstrom with the header. What do you think of Dybala to Spurs, says Ben? Well, I did a quick video on it when I heard about it at lunchtime. As I said on there, if I was predicting a team that Dybala would play for in the Premier League, I think Spurs would be that team. So I think he'd be a good fit for them. What's the Dybala situation? Are there Spurs talks? Has come on you, Spurs? Apparently so. I mean, it might just be preliminary talks. He is a free agent. I'm sure he's got a few offers, but I could see him at Rangers, especially if Conte is staying, which I'm sure he will do. If they get Champions League football, Conte would be stupid to leave Spurs. It's such a big achievement to do that. To do that in such a short period of time is fantastic. Mark, do you think we'll see more of Charlie? Yeah, I've done that one, haven't I, from Joel? Use your England post on FIFA to get youth talents, says Nick. What? I don't know how that works, Nick. I know what you mean, but I don't know how it works. Yeah, it's okay. I'm not doing Jaws 2 tomorrow night. I wanted to do Jaws 2 tomorrow night, but people have asked for a James Bond watch-along tomorrow night, so that's on Twitch tomorrow night. The link's in the video description if you want to follow me on Twitch. I'm doing a film watch-along tomorrow night. We did Jaws 2 weeks ago. Tomorrow night at just after 10 o'clock, we're doing a James Bond watch-along. I want to do Jaws 2, but it didn't get voted for, so... Mark, get ahead of the game with the Christmas jumpers. Instead of 10 Cantonars, we can have 10 hags. It doesn't really work, though, does it? Because that's all about the song, Chris. 10 Cantonars, 9 Cantonars. I'm not going to sing it, but you know what I mean. 10 hags, 9, 10 hags, 8, 10 hags. It just gets confusing with the 10 after 8. Why not YouTube? Because you can't do film watch-alongs on YouTube. On Twitch, you can actually, because Twitch is owned by Amazon, I can actually play the film on my Twitch channel. So the film is being played on my channel whilst we do a watch-along. Can't do that on YouTube. They've got no rights to any films. I'd love Kostic at United. He would smash it as a left back, left wing under Ten Hag. What do you think, Mark? Also a big fan from USA, says David. Thanks, David. Yeah, he's done quite well. I'd love to see, I mean, not particularly him, but I'd love to see United go and get somebody that we're not really expecting from a club like Frankfurt and, who's really well scouted. Because there are players like that. A lot of people are talking about this Kamara lad from Salzburg. I'm sure I can see him at Leicester or somewhere like that, to be honest. And I'm sure in 3 or 4 years, people will be saying, why didn't anyone go and get him? But United never seem to do that. Mark said tomorrow night 7 times in the last 3 minutes, says AMK. There you go. I'm glad you're counting. You'd be brilliant at stats, you would. So we've got 5 minutes to go to half time here. It is a bit of a dull final. I'm thinking of rolling out a couple of polls in the second half, really. We've definitely got a poll at half time. There's not going to be a lot to talk about in this first half. Yeah. There's a lot of, I tell you what, there's a lot of mixture in that crowd, isn't there? You can see the blues. Nick says, when you choose your squad for upcoming England games, you can search for players. You can search by overall and age, and you can find your best talents. Ah, right, okay, Nick, thank you. Good idea. I didn't think of it like that. I've never done end-to-end view on FIFA, Brian, no. I couldn't stand that game. Was it Kickoff when I was growing up? I liked... Oh, no, Sensible Soccer was all right like that. I did like Sensible Soccer, and that was end-to-end. That's a very unique game, though, really. Thanks, everyone who's tuning in, by the way. Please do subscribe. Bottom right-hand corner. Rangers have got a free kick here. They're going to whip it in. Tavernier. It's not a bad cross, that. No one gets on the end of it. We were doing Liverpool-Southampton last night, but at the same time, the playoff game between Forest and Sheffield United was on, and obviously it went to extra time. And a few people were saying, "Oh, please, can you keep it on?" well, I didn't keep it on because I had to go and do something, but I did get back to watch the last couple of minutes of extra time, and then I watched the penalties. And I tell you what, deciding your place in a playoff final on penalties after 48 games, I've got to say I felt for Sheffield United last night. 46 games in a championship season, 2 playoff games. So your whole season, 48 games up and down the country for 9 months, comes down to a penalty shootout. Amazing. Amazing. It was a decent penalty shootout, but Sheffield United's penalties were not good. They were not good. We're going to do the final as a watch-along. I'm interested in the final because James Garner's on loan, and I would love them to go up so that Garner could go and play on Premier League on loan. I think if Garner comes back to Forest and sits on the bench next season, comes back to United and sits on the bench all season, it's not as good as playing in the Premier League for Forest next year. I mean, they'll probably get relegated, but it'll be so good for his development to play a year in the midfield because he'll start for them in the midfield. I tell you what I thought was a disgrace. That Forest fan who went and bounced into Billy Sharp. Disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. You know, I watched it about 10 times on Sky last night, and it was like, if you haven't seen it, I think he must be a coach for Sheffield United. So at the end of the game, Forest fans run on the pitch. Billy Sharp sort of stood in the technical area, just probably can't believe what's happened. And this fan, you see him come from the right of the camera, runs towards him and just basically barges him. He doesn't see it coming. He's just... Imagine somebody running full pelt 20 metres at you and you're stood like that and they basically shoulder barge you in the chest and you don't know what's going to happen and he knocks him flying. Well, somebody said it was a headbutt. I mean, that's even worse. He must have a black eye or something if it hit him. If it was a headbutt. Bloody hell. It was a running headbutt. I thought it was a running... a running shoulder barge. I didn't realise it was a headbutt. I mean, he's going to go to prison for that. He's got to. He had to get stitched. He's going to prison. I know Forest have said he's going to get a lifetime ban. He's going to prison. That's 100%. You're going down, mate, for that. Live TV, unprovoked assault that needed stitches. In this country, there's levels of charging standards as well. You've got common assault where it might be a bit of a graze. You've got actual bodily harm and grievous bodily harm. So depending on what he gets charged with, he'll go to prison for that. The circumstances of it, he'll go to prison. It was disgusting. That makes me feel even worse because I thought he'd just... Well, I'm not saying just, but I thought it was just he pushed him over, which is bad enough. But if he's actually had to have stitches and... Yeah, disgusting. Absolute disgrace. Unprovoked. Uneducated. Twat. Using violence to do... It just makes me throw up, really. Disgusting. Anyway, we're nearly at half-time here. We've got a cracking poll coming up at half-time. Mark, if the purchase of Chelsea doesn't get finalised in the next couple of weeks, apparently Chelsea won't be allowed to play in any competition. That won't happen, Tony. That's just sensationalist nonsense. It definitely won't happen. Nobody wants it to happen. None of the football authorities will want it to happen either. I'd question that. If Forest come up and he goes there, he will be in a low block all season versus 15 games at United playing the system. I see both sides, says Clay. I don't think he'll play 15 games for United, though, mate. If Fred and McTominay are going to be on the bench because we buy 2 midfielders, what's his chance of getting in? He's not going to keep Fred or McTominay off the bench, is he? So I don't think he'll get many games. People talk about the Europa League, but I think that's where we'll be seeing Fred and McTominay. Good tackle by Rangers here. 6 minutes of added time because of their head injury. Please do subscribe, by the way. Bottom right-hand corner. We are on the road to 685,000. We're only 300 away. Get involved with the United. That's football. Nearly said the United stand. You can get involved with that as well. But that's football's for everybody. And thanks everyone for tuning in. We've got a cracking little poll coming up at half-time. Favourite NFL team? Love your content, says Nicholas. Yeah, so I do a Super Bowl watch-along every year. I really look forward to that at the start of the year. It's always a bit crap after Christmas, isn't it? But one of the things I really look forward to in January is the old Super Bowl. And Rangers are on the attack here. Nice little slip wide. Cross. No, he didn't take the cross. Why didn't he put the cross in? Now. Shoot. Oh, over their bar. If you were stuck on an island with one United player, past or present, had to survive, who would it be? Says Job E. Roy Keane. Great leadership qualities. I'm sure he'd know what to do with a coconut. And, yeah, it'd be motivational. You're probably going to need that. Not being able to, watch any football and stuff. If you're invited to a WWE PPV event, which music song would you pick for your entrance? Says Dennis. I don't know, because I'd want to nick somebody's like the Ultimate Warriors or Shawn Michaels. They're always my favourites. Oh, Amtrak Frankfurt on the break. Cross to the back post. Too high. He'll keep it in though. Caustic. Whips it in with his left foot. I think that's another corner. Yeah, this game needs a goal. I never predicted this game would be a cracker, by the way. I never did. The fact that it's tight doesn't surprise me. That's what she said. I was too slow on that. Way too slow. So we've still got 3 minutes of this first half to go. We're into added time. I was just reading there about Rudiger and Real Madrid and Ancelotti. Ancelotti could have been losing his job. If they'd lost to PSG, I think he would have done. So we're going to do Premier League transfer of the season at half time. Decided by you. Got 8 players. We'll have 4 quarterfinals as they go head to head, semi-finals, and then the final. Decided by you. It could be you. I've got Fred at left back, says Freedom. The Honest Tiger says, how about doing best or worst ref of the season? Boring. I heard Maguire is going to be in Ten Hag's assistant, says Camp. And we don't want De Jong since he don't want us get Tillemans and Phillips, says Marketing James. Yeah, I think it's a bit of a come down from De Jong to Tillemans or Phillips. I mean, Tillemans has not had a very good season. I think it's unfair to say someone like Kasper Schmeichel's had a bad season because as a goalkeeper, you can't control how a team plays outfield, but Tillemans can. Mark, what are your thoughts on replacing penalty shootouts with golden goal? I always liked golden goal reverse clouds. If anyone doesn't know what golden goal is, when it goes to extra time, you if you score, you've won. The game's over. It was trialled around the time of Euro 96 and then they got rid of it. I think there's more legs in golden goal. Now the game's more attacking. I think golden goal would be I think golden goal would be good. Hazard gets compared to Salah and Neymar a lot, but before he left Chelsea, he had 6 Champions League goals his entire career. Too bad for me to put him up there, says Raining. Okay, we weren't actually talking about it. Best European game as a neutral, says Jordan. Well, I wasn't a neutral watching Istanbul, if that's what you're trying to hint at. I didn't watch that game because I don't want Liverpool to win the Champions League. So, yeah. Edge isn't using meta anymore. You can use that as your theme. It goes something like, on this day I see clearly everything has to come life, says Jack. There you go. And hi Mark, just wanted to say thanks for such great content every day for the past few years. I've got a resit in a few weeks. Can you wish me luck, says Alex Analysis. Good luck, Alex Analysis. Good luck. David says France won Euro 2000 with a golden goal. Trezeguet. I think they should bring it back. Like Case says he doesn't like golden goal. I liked golden goal. The concept of golden goal is really good and exciting. And I agree with Big Bosch. Golden goal is fairer than penalties. Right, we're not going to mess about. It's half time. It's a shit half. Let's call a spade a spade. And the highlight of this stream is going to be our half-time poll, which is going to be Premier League transfer of the window. Premier League transfer of the season. So you get to vote. I'll give you 2 names and you get to vote. So Premier League transfer of the season. Premier League transfer of the season. Let's go. First quarter-final in Premier League transfer of the season. I don't know whether to change that. Let's have a look. That'll be close. That'll be close. That'll be close. Yeah, we'll go with this. So it's Diaz, who was bought by Liverpool in January, or Romero of Spurs, who was bought in the summer. Both have had fantastic seasons. Vote for your Premier League transfer of the season between these two and get voting now. Remember, Romero's done it all season. Diaz has hit the season running from halfway through. Let's see what your thoughts are. No. So let's have a look what people are saying. And Diaz has flown into an early lead. Too big of a lead, really, for me. But Luis Diaz, of course it is. Ruben Diaz has been here for a while. So it's a big lead. It's probably an unassailable lead. Silver goal was brilliant as well, says Chris Chisholm. I can't remember what silver goal was about. I know there was one. Mr. Lazy Lasley says, if Lewandowski goes to Chelsea, who scores more? Haaland, Lewandowski, Salah or Kane? I'd love to see it. You missed Ronaldo out as well. Don't close it, says Amu. He thinks Diaz could come. He thinks Romero's going to come back. I tell you what, if Romero comes back from 74% to 26%, I'll do a forfeit. I think it should be closer than that, but he ain't coming back from that. In fact, it's just gone up to 75%. So I'm going to count down in a minute. Romero's very underrated. Yeah, I think he's had a fantastic season, but Diaz has done it in half the time. So we'll start counting down. It's on 74% to Diaz. If it doesn't go... Oh, it's come down again, 73%. Okay, we'll keep it running. He won't be able to do it, but we'll keep it. We'll be fair and keep it open. He's very underrated. It's 24. Buster says Romero's been the better player all round. People will always vote for attackers, says Garth. Right, 10 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 73%. That's a massive win for Diaz. And unlucky to Romero because he could have could have had an easier draw, to be honest, but he is out. Next one's going to be interesting. So our next quarter-final, Diaz goes through to the semi-final. Can he be beaten? Premier League transfer of the season, Eriksen. Yes, you can do loans. We decided this yesterday against Odegaard, who have probably spelt his name wrong. So Christian Eriksen, Brentford, halfway through the season. Odegaard, been there all season. Diaz, for all... What was that? Slow Sports News says Diaz all day long. United played 70 million for Sancho and Liverpool got a bargain for Diaz. What a great purchase. Thank you, Slow Sports News, for the super chat there. Golden goal sucked, said Cal. Teams were playing too cautious. Silver goal was a way to accommodate that. Then they realised it was useless and abolished it. I don't know how silver goal worked, Cal. Jack, if Romero didn't have so many injuries, he would have won. And 3 signings which can make United challenge for the league, according to you. Impossible. That is an answer. I've still answered it. Baron. Man United, 3. There's no 3 signings that will make United win the league. You could put Van Dijk at centre-back. You could put Rodri as the holding midfielder. And you could put... I don't know, the best... De Bruyne next to him. It still won't win the league. They're not 3 players away from winning the league. They're not. Eriksen has gone into a lead here. Arsenal fans are going to be fuming. Odegaard's done it all season for Arsenal. Eriksen came in half the way through. He has been a catalyst to keeping Brentford up. I think if here's a statement I'm happy to state. If Brentford hadn't have got Eriksen on loan in January, I think they would have gone down. I think he has been the catalyst to keep them up. However many points they've got, I think most of them come down to him. But remember, we're not talking about the talent. I think some people are talking about the talent here. This is Premier League transfer of the season. It's not who's the better player. We're talking about who's been the better transfer. Because ultimately, Sarr of Wolves has been a brilliant signing for Wolves. He didn't even make the final 8. You didn't put him in there. So, yeah, get your vote in. Big name bias says that. I personally think that Romero and Diaz should have been closer than 75%, 25%. And I do think Eriksen and Odegaard should be closer than 63% to 47%. But 37%, sorry. But I'm going to count down 10 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It's over. 63%. It stayed steady. Eriksen knocks out Odegaard with 63%. Remember, when I'm counting down, that means get your votes in. Otherwise, you'll miss out. So there you go. Please do subscribe to the channel, by the way. We're doing Premier League transfer of the season. Transfer of the season. And our third quarter-final is Kulusevski. Let me type it out properly. Kulusevski versus Lukaku. No, it's not really. Bruno G. I'm not going to type it out. Bruno Guimaraes. This is a good one. This is a good one. Bruno Guimaraes at Newcastle and Kulusevski at Spurs. Both came in at the same time. I know who I would vote for, but they've both had a good impact on their team. Fun fact, says Bernardo, Odegaard's cousins did a mission trip in Ecuador and stayed in my neighbourhood. Proud to say I've hooked up with Erika Odegaard, says Bernardo. Okay. Yeah, all right. And in your opinion, who was better, Gianfranco Zola or Eden Hazard? Plus thoughts on Lopez. Her voice is amazing, Mark, says Bartek. I thought Zola was a fantastic footballer. They're from very different eras, so it's difficult to compare. I probably would prefer Zola because he was just a fantastic magician. But there's no doubting that Hazard was a very good player. Now, this is what I like. This is a good competition here between Bruno and Kulusevski. Pauline says, Zola, hands down. Where does Mandzukic play now? Kulusevski, it's been on 53% for a while. Jacka says, I misclicked Kulusevski by mistake. I won't worry about it, mate. We've had 5,500 votes here. So, we're going to count down Kulusevski versus Bruno Guimaraes for Premier League transfer of the season. Who would you think has been a better transfer? 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1... Stop the poll. Slow Sports News. It's 53% for Kulusevski. And Guimaraes, who's had a great season at Newcastle, goes out. Which leaves us with our final quarter-final. Kulusevski's in. Eriksen's in. Diaz is in. Our final quarter-final is going to be Sue against Conor Gallagher, who is a loanee, but he's been there all season. He's done really well. Ronaldo or Gallagher? Get your vote in. Remember, you picked these 8 players. Somebody's going to say, why is Ronaldo there? Because he scored 18 Premier League goals in the worst Premier League Manchester United side ever. Yes, United have been shit, but Ronaldo's actually done well. Mark, remember when Weghorst signed for Burnley on FIFA and then he signed for Burnley in real life? Yes, we predicted the future. A bit like The Simpsons there, Joel Morris, I must admit, yes. Gallagher's clear, and Gallagher is clear, says BN. Vote Gallagher, so Ronaldo doesn't rig the whole thing, says G. Bargain of the season next. Mandzukic retired 1 or 2 seasons ago, says AMK. Thank you very much. Jemmy says that's a ridiculous pair-up. Well, it's not ridiculous, is it? Because ultimately, if you're in the 8, if you want to win it, you've got to beat the winner if you want to win it. So, you know, this is a quarter-final to get in the semi-final. It's as simple as that. What's more impressive? Relegation to mid-table or mid-table to top 4? Newcastle and Spurs both had some turnaround. Yeah, I agree, Jack. And I think that's why when we did Manager of the Year, although Klopp won it, Conte got to the final and Eddie Howe got to the semi-final. Your 4 finalists when we did Premier League Manager of the Year, your 4 semi-finalists were Klopp, Howe, Conte and Pep. So they did get the recognition they deserved. And actually, Conte got to the final ahead of Pep, who will probably win the league. So I thought there was some clever voting on that, on circumstances, which was very, very good. Gallagher's not going to beat Ronaldo, is he? 72%. Vote Gallagher, everybody. Vote Gallagher. I mean, I obviously probably want Ronaldo to win. I'm just trying to see if it's possible to turn around a 72% win. Please do subscribe as well, bottom right hand corner, if you want to click something else. We're only 200 subscribers away from 685,000. It'd be great to hit that on this Europa League final watch-along. Everybody's welcome on That's Football. Please do subscribe, bottom right hand corner. We've got a massive Sunday show for you. It's a Premier League final day watch-along. Who wins the league? Liverpool or Man City? Who gets top 4? Arsenal or Spurs? Who gets the Europa League spot? Manchester United or West Ham? And who gets relegated? Burnley or Leeds? Maybe Everton, but I think tomorrow night that won't matter. Jose Sarr should be in over Ronaldo. He was in. In fact, he could have been in. But Jose Sarr was against Gallagher, and Gallagher won the vote. Right, we're on 71% for Ronaldo. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It stays on 71%. It's over. Ronaldo goes through. Gallagher goes home. So we've got our semi-finals now. Ronaldo, Kulusevski, Eriksen and Diaz. Most of my viewers are not Manchester United fans. I can tell you that for a fact. I wouldn't even say it's 50-50. There's a lot of people who've been on That's Football because of the FIFA stuff. That's Football Origins was FIFA live streams through lockdown and stuff. So yeah, and then it's grown from covering other sport and other topical things. So they're not. I actually look at the back system. I know what the percentage of United fans are, and you're wrong. You're just bitter that Ronaldo has a huge. You don't even Ronaldo will win a poll anyway. It's nothing to do with United. Right, first semi-final: Diaz versus Eriksen for Premier League transfer of the season. It's Christian Eriksen against Diaz. Go. Players are coming out for the second half here. Please, let's get a goal in this second half. We'd love a goal in the second half. Thoughts on playoff system to determine the final Champions League spot? Bit odd, but gives us a Manx some hope, says Reverse Clouds. Well, they'll never do it. They'll never do it. And also it extends the season, doesn't it? Which nobody really wants to do. Although, the new Champions League format adds more games. It's so contradictory. These players, I can't see the players going on strike about the extra games in the Champions League, can you? But then they'll have a bloody moan about how many games they're playing. This is close between Eriksen and Diaz. Both came in January. Diaz had a big impact on Liverpool, but Eriksen's had a big impact on Brentford as well. It's a bit closer. Get your votes in. Christian Eriksen at Brentford, basically, in my opinion, kept them up. Luis Diaz has added something to a very good Liverpool side, I will admit. He's been a decent signing as well. David says, nice job on TalkSport, Mark. Live presenting looks easy, but it's not. Can you address the rumours that you'll be on Ted Lasso this season? David, I'm definitely not going to be on Ted Lasso, and I've not been approached to be on Ted. I mean, actually, I will just say this. I've got a few things on my bucket list. One of them was to play at Old Trafford, which I've done. One of them was to present a national radio show, which I've done. Another one is to act. I would love a cameo on Hollyoaks or EastEnders or Coronation Street. Just one line. Even in the background. I would love it. I'd love to be an extra. I mean, actually, I think I'm good enough to be in a film like Heat or The Revenant. The bloody bear, the prat. He bit me. Get off me, you prat. He's trying to shag me. Get him off. But no, I'd love to do a bit of acting. So that's on my bucket list as well. I think in life you should just try and tick off as many things as you can. And yeah, I'd love to. I'd be good in Hollyoaks. That's the second time I've caught you snogging your mother. It's disgusting. And you're disgusting. Get out of my pub. That's the sort of storyline they'd do on Hollyoaks. I mean, I don't like it, and I wouldn't need to act much in relation to my repulsion, but there you go. It's come down to 60% for Diaz, so I'll keep it open. Christian Eriksen or Diaz for Premier League transfer of the season in our first semi-final. We're about to start the second half here. Rangers against Eintracht Frankfurt. We're off for the second half. It's gone back up to 61%, so I'm going to do a countdown. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It stays at 61%. It's bye-bye Christian Eriksen. He loses in the semi-final, but well done to him getting the last four, really. Fair play. He got to the final four of our Premier League transfer of the season, and he only came in January. Diaz plays for Liverpool. You could put Chong there, says Niall Fox. I don't know what that's meant to mean. Golden goal sucked. Oh no, we did that one. Right, our second semi-final. Could be quite close again. Premier League transfer of the season. Kulusevski. Oh God, I've left capitals on. Kulusevski. Oh, look at the flares here. Bit of atmosphere behind the goal. As Eintracht Frankfurt attack their own fans' goal. Kulusevski against Ronaldo, wasn't it? Okay, get your votes in. Second semi-final. To play Diaz in the final. Will it be Ronaldo or will it be Kulusevski? I think Kulusevski's been bloody brilliant, actually, for Spurs. Really good. I really hope, and I think he will stay at Spurs. I think he's been brilliant. I thought he was an exciting player at Juventus, and I think he's been brilliant at Spurs. So I am excited to see him have a full season and a pre-season. Come on, one of you score. Preferably Rangers. Uh, 62%. Ronaldo's gone into an early lead here. And shot from Eintracht. I think we'll get a goal in the second half. I can't see this going 0-0 all the way. Goldbridge in the Titanic. I tell you what, Nirvana, if I was in the Titanic at the end of the film, when Kate Winslet's on the door and she says there's no room, I'd say, there bloody well is, and I'd lift it up. And then I'd get on first and say, you don't know how to balance, you're not very good at balancing, let me balance it first, then you can get on. Still 62% for Ronaldo. Do you think Varane regrets joining United? Says on. Wait a minute. Eintracht Frankfurt, edge of the box. Shoots. Deflects wide. Keeper was rooted to his spot. Eintracht Frankfurt have started energetic in this second half. I don't know whether Varane regrets joining United, you know. I mean, if his injury record is... I mean... Would Real Madrid have got to the final if they'd kept him? He's been injured a lot. Rangers are under pressure here. They're creating a lot of atmosphere behind that Eintracht Frankfurt goal. It's gone up to 63% for Ronaldo, so I'm going to count down. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It's over. Ronaldo wins. Kulusevski goes home. And we are set up now with our Premier League transfer of the season. Diaz or Ronaldo. It's tense in the chat. This is probably the most competitive final we've ever had in our end of season awards. Premier League transfer of the season. Diaz versus Ronaldo. I've spelled it Ronaldo. Go. I think we'll get a few votes on this one. Premier League, this is the final. Premier League transfer of the season. Ronaldo or Diaz of Liverpool. Get your votes in. Eintracht Frankfurt here. There's a lack of quality in this game, isn't there? You know, you compare it to a Premier League game and there's just a little bit of a lack of quality. I'm not being snobby. This is a Europa League final and both teams are worthy of playing in the final, but the quality has not been good in this final, to be honest. It's close. It's close. This is going to be a close final. I think Diaz could do this. Ronaldo stormed into a lead, but it doesn't mean that that lead will be kept. People who are saying it's rigged, it's close. It's in the 50s. You can turn it around. Vote Diaz if you want him to win. Remember the other day, Klopp came back from 62% down against Conte. So it can happen. You just got to vote. Get Ahmad on and he'll score a goal. We've had 6,000 votes already. Please subscribe, by the way, bottom right hand corner. You're all very welcome on That's Football. We are currently 200 away from 685,000. Bottom right hand corner to subscribe. Get involved with the channel. Thank you. Ow! Just kicked a bloody chair and I've got no socks on. Oh, don't you hate it when you kick a wooden chair with no socks on? Right on the middle toe. Toes, you know what? Toes, have you ever thought about this? Toes have really got a low threshold. He's through the middle. Oh, he's got it stuck under his feet. The number 19. That's a penalty. No. No, he's not. He's not giving it. He's not giving it. Oh, I thought that was a penalty. I did. Morey went down. Did he dive? It's not conclusive. No, it is a penalty, you know. On VAR, that is a penalty. I don't know whether they'll look at it on VAR. He knocks the ball away. I can see why the referee doesn't give it, but he definitely doesn't get the ball. This will be a penalty on... I'm convinced about it. On VAR. No. He's not giving it. Oh no, they're checking it. Or are they? No, not given. That's amazing. That is amazing. I still think it's a... Does he get anything on the ball? Is that what they're trying to say? Or it's not a clear and obvious... It's one of those. It's not a clear and obvious error by the referee, isn't it? Who's better, Konate or Upamecano? I tell you what, it's coming down. It's at 56% for Ronaldo and it's at 44% for Diaz. Keep your votes coming in. It's come down from 57%. Diaz can still do this. Premier League transfer of the season. Get your votes in. It's coming down. Very slight unintentional contact, says Lynn Hall there. Here we go. Rangers. Oh, come on. Kent. He should score there. Axe says it's a penalty all day long. Well, there's a bit of a split in the chat, and I suppose that's what VAR is talking about, isn't it? You know, referee said no, it's got to be clear and obvious error. I think it's a penalty, but on a VAR review, you'd probably say it's hard to call, so therefore we'll side with the referee. But I think it was a penalty. I don't want it to be a penalty, but I think it was a pen. I'd want that. If that was against Rangers, I'd want it to be a pen. I'm sure there's a lot of Celtic fans who are saying it's a penalty. We'll do a poll on it in a minute. Right, we're going to count down. It's been on 56% for ages. Premier League transfer of the season. Luis Diaz at Liverpool or Ronaldo with his 18 goals in a shite United side in the Premier League. Oh, it's come down to 55. It's got to stay open. It's got to stay open. I don't count down. It's moved to 55. Composure of a sweaty octopus unhooking a bra, says Duncan. There you go. Mark, if we can promote Garner, Garnacho and Fernandes, buy Neves, Timber, Nunez, Ericsson and Spence, it means we will have 8 new players. Do you think we have what it takes to surprise the league, says Davuda? No, and I don't think those sort of comments help Davuda. They don't. Talk of titles in season 1 is ridiculous. I don't even want to see it mentioned because it gets into people's subconscious, doesn't it? So I don't want to see it. I don't want to see it. Right, I'm going to count down in a minute. TUS Kent is better than Rangers Kent. Oh, imagine if TUS Kent was real. What a striker. Kane would be on the bench. Right, let's count down. 10 seconds. It's 55% to 45%. It's a goal for Rangers! It's a goal for Rangers! Rangers the Dangers. They've done it. Oh, what a big goal here. It's Aribo. Aribo. Andale. Arriba. What a goal. I didn't see it. I genuinely didn't see it. I saw it going to the back of the net. But Rangers have taken a lead here. Rangers score. They had a bit of a scare with a penalty. But they've had a bit of a score up the other end. Let's watch it back, everybody. Big, big goal. Big, big goal. Excitement. Let's have a look. Keeper kicks it out. Ball over the top. Oh, defender falls over. And he slipped. Oh, God. I mean, that's a catalogue of errors by Eintracht Frankfurt. The defender heads it back. Another defender slips over. And then the keeper. I think the keeper should do better as well. There's 3 errors in that goal. But Rangers won't care. I mean, to be fair, he's finished it well. I think the keeper could have done a little bit better. But it's a big goal. And Rangers lead 1-0. There'll be no VAR on that. Can they hold out now? What a night it could be for Glasgow Rangers. Slippy G tribute by the defender, says Andy. And Aribo scores for Rangers. 1-0. 32 minutes to go. I'd like to see Tavernier at United as George. You know he is 30. I don't think people realise his age. I mean, there's nothing wrong with doing that, but I am interested to see how many of these players end up coming to the Premier League from Rangers, actually. There's a lot of profit for Rangers to make. Ooh. 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 They want a handball. He wants a handball. Have they equalised straight away here? Cuts it back. Oh, I think it might be given. No. No, that's a chest. That's not a handball. Or is it? I can't tell. I'm intrigued by this one. They want a penalty. They're not going to get it. Play on. I thought it hit his chest, that one. His hand was out, but I thought it hit his chest. Frankfurt are getting frustrated. It must have hit his chest. It's going to be an interesting last half an hour here. Ronaldo's down to 54%. Was it on 54% before? I thought, no, it was at 55%. So we'll keep the vote open. Diaz could be pulling off a big comeback here. Ronaldo on 54% and Diaz is on 46%. So we'll keep it over for a minute and then I'll count down. Ref is a disgrace, says Shane B. I think it looked like a handball, but from the angle I looked at it, it looked like it hit his chest. Prague, grow up. He says, what a crap, boring game. It's good now. Be a good half an hour now. I think some people just decide it's a boring game and that's it. They've got no joy to enjoy it. Ronaldo is 87. How is his transfer deal better than Diaz? Regardless of his performance this season, it's just for a couple of seasons before he's too old. Just Tahir. You sort of contradicted yourself there, mate. I thought we hardly paid any money for Ronaldo. We're talking about Premier League transfer of the season. Whether you think Ronaldo is as good as Diaz, it doesn't matter. The point is, Ronaldo cost United less than 20 million and he scored 18 goals in the worst Premier League side ever. He's been a decent transfer in a shit team. And Diaz has been a fantastic transfer as well. Somebody doesn't understand how the poll works because Joseph says, please can you close the poll? Ronaldo's been in front for 10 minutes. We don't just close it because they're in front. We allow it to move, and if it moves, we'll keep it open a little bit longer. Right, I'm going to do the countdown. 10 seconds. It's been on 54% for ages. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It's closed. 54% of the vote went with Ronaldo. We had 13,000 votes on that. 13,000 people voted. So over 80% of you voted on that. Ronaldo wins transfer of the season. There we go. Now, I'm interested here. If we didn't do a Ronaldo, if we take Ronaldo out of it, because people are moaning about it. So if we took Ronaldo out of it, Premier League transfer of the season, Diaz against Kulusevski, both bought in January, both had a big impact. I personally think that should be 50-50. Having watched them both play, I think the only reason Diaz wins is because of the glamour of Liverpool. I actually think it's a bit like Conte against Klopp. Klopp will win it, but I think what Conte's done at Spurs has been fantastic, and I think Kulusevski's been brilliant at Spurs. But I guarantee you, Diaz will win it. Put Kulusevski in that Liverpool team, I think he'd do a similar job. This is the non-Ronaldo final. Yeah, I'm with my bold manager. I think it should be very close, this 50-50. I don't think it will be, but I think it should be. Son's clear. Yeah, unfortunately, Isaac, you've lost the battle because you don't really understand we're doing Premier League signing of the season, in which case Son obviously can't win. It's probably down to how many Liverpool fans are in here, says come on you Spurs. Well, it is quite close, actually. 56% to 54%. I suppose it's for runner-up, really. It's the official runner-up, isn't it? Which is Diaz, anyway, because he lost to Ronaldo, but... 25 minutes to go here. I think we're in for an exciting last 25 minutes. Frankfurt have had 2 penalty shouts. One for a handball, which wasn't a handball. Another one for a penalty, which I think... You know what? The best way to describe the penalty that didn't happen for Frankfurt is to understand the clear and obvious error rule. On VAR... they only overturn it if it's a clear and obvious error. So the Eintracht Frankfurt player knocks the ball just away from the Rangers defender who tries to get it, doesn't get it, and clips the foot of the Eintracht Frankfurt player who goes down. Referee says corner, thinking the Rangers players hit it when he didn't. Wasn't a corner. VAR review it and go, he has tried to get the ball, it's very close, it's not a clear and obvious error, play on. If he'd given the penalty and VAR had reviewed it, they'd have kept it as a penalty. Now, people will go, I don't understand that. I don't understand that. So if the ref had given the penalty, they wouldn't have overruled it and they'd have said penalty. But the ref didn't give a penalty and they've not overruled it for a penalty. And that's where you've just got to get your mind around VAR. It's always about clear and obvious error. They'll only go against the referee if it's clear and obviously wrong. So that's why... if the ref had given a penalty, VAR would have given a penalty. And if he didn't give a penalty, VAR won't give a penalty. Because it was one of those tackles where it's nearly a tackle and it's nearly a penalty. Diaz has gone up to 58%. I'm going to close the vote unless it comes down to 57 in the next 10 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5... 4, 3, 2, 1. Diaz beats Kulusevski. So he is the runner-up. Well done. Well done. Good poll, that. I'm trying to think what more ones we've got to do. We could do CDM of the year. Premier League CDM of the year, because you've got Declan Rice, Fabinho, Rodri, McTominay. Frankfurt just had a really big chance there. I tell you what, can you imagine Seville? This is always the problem, isn't it, with any final, is that, can you imagine what it's going to be like in Sevilla tonight? It's going to go off like a pop. It's going to go off like a bottle of pop, isn't it? Please do subscribe. Bottom right hand corner. We're on the road to 685,000. Everyone's welcome on here. Thanks very much for tuning in. We've got a massive stream on Sunday afternoon for the final day. Relegation, titles, top 4, Europa League spots, all up for grabs. In fact, I'm going to go through the fixtures in a minute because there's some games that must be complete and utterly shit. We're only 100 away from 685,000. Thanks everyone who's tuned in. And everyone's welcome on That's Football, as you know. Doesn't matter who you support. So, Eintracht Frankfurt are on the attack here down the left-hand side. 20 minutes to go. Plenty of time. Cleared away. So on Sunday, all kicks off at 4 o'clock. Arsenal against Everton, obviously is for top 4. That'll be interesting. Brentford against Leeds. That'll be interesting for Leeds, relegation. Brighton against West Ham, interesting for Europa League spot. Burnley against Newcastle, interesting for relegation. Chelsea against Watford, crap. Relegated club against third place, rubbish game. A goal! A goal for Frankfurt! What are Rangers doing? What are they doing? It's like a FIFA goal that I concede. They just stand still like statues. What a mistake! I don't know what they're doing. I don't know what they just freeze like snowmen melting in the Sevilla sun. Oh, it's a blow. It's a blow, and you worry about Rangers now because Frankfurt probably have been the more attacking team in this second half. It's just a nothing ball. It's a nothing cross. They're all positioned really well. Oh no. The defender's got to go and deal with that. The defender's got to deal with this. It's a bad goal. It's a bad goal to concede that. It really is. Welcome to the Members Club, Joseph Richards. I hear you are looking for a movie role, so you want to be an actor. Says Harvey Weinstein. Oh dear. Hope it's not the real one. Yeah, 1-1 then. 20 minutes to go. Harry Maguire's playing for Rangers, says Luke. He just froze. Go and win it. You can't freeze in a cup final. If in doubt, kick it out. It's always been the way. They're in a drinks break here. 1-1. Anyway, going back to the weekend fixtures. So, yeah, Chelsea against Watford. No one's got any interest in that. It doesn't mean anything. Crystal Palace against Man United. That will be for Europa League spot. Leicester Southampton, another game that means nothing. Liverpool against Wolves. Obviously, that's for the title. Man City against Villa. That's for the title. And then Norwich against Spurs. That's for top 4. So, we've got 10 games. And 8 of them have got something on them. Amazing. How do you keep up with all that? You watch the Watchalong on here, on That's Football, on Sunday afternoon. So make sure you subscribe. It's going to be brilliant. And if you want to add to the drama, make sure you play Spitch. Download, link in the description, or hold up your phone with the camera on and scan the QR code. What is Spitch? It's a football game you can play on the final day. Everyone's on 0 points. You can win cash prizes. You've got to be over 18 to play. Terms and conditions apply, but it's free to play in the UK. You can play against us in the United Stand community game as well, where you can win a £50 voucher to spend in our shop. You could get yourselves one of these. Links are in the description. You pick your team from the final day. Everyone's on 0 points. If your team gets the most points, you get the bragging rights. You can play against me in the United Stand community. Link in the description. or you can go and scan the QR code. Good luck if you're going to play. Add to the excitement of the final day, which is going to be ridiculously exciting anyway. But on top of all the goals coming in, you can be looking at the goal scorers, the assists, the clean sheets. Get involved. Link in the description. With Spitch. Oh. Well, 18 minutes to go. Are we going to get a winner? I'd say Frankfurt. But you never know with Rangers. Frankfurt kit is fire, says Pontus. It's the most boring kit I've ever seen. It's amazing what people like, isn't it? Please do an Aston Villa Man City watch along. I'm going to be watching quite a few games. I'm trying to figure out how to watch as many as possible. Bloody hell, I'm glad there's a wall behind me. I'm trying to figure out how to watch as many as possible. Yeah. I can legitimately watch 3. I think there's going to be a lot of flicking around. Go, go, Power Rangers. I used to hate that. Right. Another substitution here for Rangers. There's still time in this final for somebody to win it. Or will it go to extra time? Will we get a winner, or will both teams get a bit concerned now and start thinking, you know what? Let's shut up shop. I don't like penalties in a final. Down. Rangers on the attack now. $15 minutes to go. 1-1. At least we've had goals. Sorry, I've just lost my live chat here. Just trying to find it. Get back. Okay. Movie watch along tomorrow night, Mark, says user. Yes, tomorrow night, about 10:30, we'll be going live with another movie watch along on my Twitch channel. So the film will play on the screen, and I'll be in the corner visually, and you'll be able to watch and get involved in the chat. Be good. Headed away by Frankfurt there. The ref's going to go back for a foul. If you want to get involved in that, I've left the link to my Twitch channel in the video description. Just give us a follow. You'll get your notification tomorrow if you give us a follow. Right. Flop of the season is Pepe. Well, they didn't buy him last summer. He's been there 2 years. It's hard to believe or not. Yes, he has been there for 2 years. Frankfurt on the attack again. Edge of the box. Pick him up. Over the bar. I think Rangers need to be careful, because if Frankfurt score, I don't know whether they'll come back. Do 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 do. Thoughts on how Valencia was for United, says Ryan. I mean, he had a couple of great seasons when he played on the wing. He was okay as a fullback, but I don't think it was really his best position. What was your prediction for the game, Mark? You know, I didn't give one. I think if I'd have predicted, I would have said a draw after 90 minutes. I think it might be like I think this might be a penalty game, to be honest with you. I think it's one of those games where both teams might regret not being a little bit more adventurous, because you've got no arguments if you lose on penalties. I mean, look, I always feel sorry for teams who lose on penalties, but you know, it's not like you've had 100. It's not like you've not had 120 minutes to actually go out and try and win the game. I mean, Chelsea fans will feel unlucky that they lost 2 finals on penalties to Liverpool this year in the Carabao Cup and the FA Cup, but ultimately you've had 120, 240 minutes of football to win a game, win one of the games, and you haven't done it. They really had to take Kent, the United stand legend, to win, says H Plays Football. Good luck in your maths exam on Friday, Freddie. And anyone else who's doing exams. I know there's a lot of people doing exams at the moment, so good luck in that. 12 minutes to go. Still time for a winner. What's next for the Mark Goldbridge channel? More stand-up cooking, or are you going in a different direction? Says Jeff. What's next is a great question. I keep meaning to do a video, and then, I mean, it's always difficult when the transfer window's open to do other content. But I do want to do one. Flop signing of the season. Chat wants to know, says Goldbridge United. Corner to Eintracht Frankfurt. I think the only person that really comes to mind for flop signing of the season is Lukaku. I don't think anybody comes close. I know some people might say Grealish, but he's not really been a flop. There's an adjustment issue there. He's also, his price tag is too big. He's not a £100 million player. He's probably a £60, £70 million player. So I don't think Grealish has been a flop. I think maybe it's an adjustment season for him. But Lukaku, £100 million for a striker, and he ends up on the bench. That's a flop. I might have missed this, but which midfielder do you think we should go for along with De Jong, assuming we need 2 midfielders? Says Shahin. You know what? Tchouaméni would be the one I would go for, but I don't think we'll get him. Raw says, I love your channel. Was wondering how long do you think Maguire would still continue as United captain? Do you think he can recover? I mean, I think he'll be given every opportunity to recover. I wouldn't keep him as captain. If Ronaldo's staying for another year, just give him the captaincy. Mark, do you bet on Premier League matches? Your highest payday ever, says Harvey. No. Defence awful for that goal, says Anthony James. They just stood still like a bunch of statues. What day is it? It's Wednesday, isn't it? So it's Wednesday today, and Mansfield beat Northampton 1-0, 3-1 on... Well, no, it's not over yet. They're winning 1-0, 3-1 on aggregate in the League 2 playoffs, if you're interested in that. Tomorrow night, it's Port Vale against Swindon. There's some Premier League games tomorrow as well. Everton against Palace, Villa against Burnley, and Chelsea against Leicester. Chelsea-Leicester's a nothing game, but Villa, Burnley and Everton Palace I expect that's where Everton will make themselves safe with regards to the league table. Everton are currently 2 points ahead of Burnley, 1 point ahead of Leeds. So if Everton can get a win tomorrow night, they're safe. If Burnley can get something tomorrow night, if they get a draw, they're ahead of Leeds on goal difference. If they get a win, they're ahead of Leeds by 2 points. They'd only need a point against Newcastle at home on Sunday. So big night in the relegation battle. I'm not doing watch-alongs tomorrow, no, because I'm doing my film watch-along, so I won't be able to sit there for 2 hours watching a football match and then another 2.5 hours on a film watch-along. It's a lot to do that. Thanks, Dipesh, for the super chat. He says thank you as well. Thank you. Bassey looks like a good defender. Lots of people in the chat mentioning that for Rangers. I think this is heading towards extra time. It's absolutely typical. I wish Frankfurt hadn't scored, but even if they hadn't scored, I guarantee they'd have been attacking better than this. It's almost like they've got that equaliser. We're not going to lose now. Let's make sure we don't concede. Nobody's really paying any caution to the winds now. Oh, Rangers on the attack. It's not a bad ball. He's quick. He's on his own. He's done well. Come on. Now's the time to be a hero. Mark, do you think Gareth will pick Tomori for World Cup? No, Robert, I don't. He should do, but I don't think he will. Nice little slip ball in. Cross. Straight into the keeper's arms. Lukaku is Chelsea's highest scorer. Grealish has done what for City? Would say Grealish is the flop, says Max. Okay, Max. Okay, Max. You've asked for it. You're going to get it. Flop of the season poll. Lukaku, Grealish. Max has laid it down. He thinks Lukaku is not as big a flop as Grealish. Let's put it to the chat. Get your votes in. Flop of the season. Lukaku or Grealish. Max wanted it, and now he's going to get it. Frankfurt are on the attack here. Five minutes of normal time to go. My chat's frozen. Don't you love it when that happens? No, I've got it back now. Lukaku is Chelsea's highest scorer. Done that one from Max. And is it okay to change football team to a worse team and team that is new? Says Xavier. No. No, you shouldn't be changing the team that you support, really. Max is not going to like the scores because Lukaku's on 66% for flop of the season. I don't think we're going to get a late winner now. It's always had a draw written all over this game. It has, hasn't it? Hi Mark, love the channel. Do you think Ronaldo could go to Bayern if Lewandowski leaves, extends his legacy, which is what he's all about? No, AJ, I don't think he will do that. Because I don't think Bayern Munich would be able to put the money on the table, really. So I think Ronaldo would go to Bayern Munich if they offered him a deal, but I don't think they'll have the money to do it. Mark, did you see what happened to Billy Sharp after the Sheffield United Forest game finished last night? It's absolutely shameful how that happened in today's game. Yeah, we were talking about it in the first half, Lee. It was disgusting. I didn't realise he ended up with stitches, and I think the person who did that's going to very much regret it, because a moment of madness is going to probably and hopefully end with a prison sentence and, obviously mass vilification. I don't think anybody is going to... he's going to need a lot of apologies and forgiveness there, because I don't think anybody can forgive that when they see it at the moment. It was disgusting. I hope he gets the help he needs. Mark, does FA rule of mandatory homegrown players in each club a season for all the inflated price of English players? says Jazz. Yeah, probably. Yeah. Mark, do you think this Rangers side can beat the current United, and where do you think they'll finish in the league? Says Luke. I don't know. I mean, I don't think anybody would. You couldn't say no team would beat United at the moment. Franco, thank you very much for the super chat. And Mark, do you think this Rangers side... Yeah, that was from Lou. Yeah, I think they'd give us a game. Anybody would give us a game. Dele Alli's been a terrible flop, hasn't he? I mean, he must be shit, Dele Alli. He goes to Everton, a new start. What do you think the issue is with Dele Alli? Do you think he's just not interested? I've got my money. I'm not bothered. Because he was a really good player. He played in a World Cup semi-final. Thoughts on Idrissa Gueye refusing to play for PSG, says Hamoud. I didn't know he did. What's that all about? Rangers number 3 is pretty good defender, says Ronil. And Palace playing a couple of days before United could be a good thing for us. Also, you should do a podcast, says Corbs. Two minutes to go. Extra time is awaiting us. They're on the attack again here. Nice ball to the wing. Got no support. Puts a good cross in. No, it's not a good cross. Oh, edge of the box. Watch out, Rangers. Cross comes in. It was a good cross. It was a good cross and nobody attacked it. You're a legend, says Man United Hodge. Thank you very much. You've been a member for 24 months. Thanks for being a member, mates. Appreciate it. Please do subscribe, by the way. Bottom right-hand corner. We got 15,000 people watching. We're on the road to 685,000. We're only 20 subscribers away. So please subscribe. Bottom right-hand corner. Everyone's welcome on That's Football. I tell you what, that cross was really good, but it was too good. It was too good. Who would you rather have for United, says James Oakley. Becky, it's that'sfootballmedia@gmail.com. That'sfootballmedia@gmail.com. Who would you rather have for United, Maguire or Ben Mee, says James? Well, I'd probably rather have Ben Mee this season, but having said that, I don't know how he's played for Burnley. They've not had a great season themselves, have they? Your favourite old person sweets, Mark, says Barry. I love sports mixture. Midget gems, fruit salad. I love those sort of sweets. Boom, 5 minutes added on. Don't know where he's got the 5 minutes from. Just go to extra time, mate. Let's get to penalties now. I really want a penalty shootout now. If it's not going to get won in 90 minutes, I begrudge the half an hour. I don't like extra time. I like a game to be done in 90 minutes. So if it's going to go to extra time, I've got to watch the half an hour anyway. So I'm like, give me penalties. I don't think he'd bring Ahmad on this game. Ahmad's on loan from United. He's not really hit the first team, which is a bit disappointing. Mark, do you think Mbappe and Haaland can ever reach Messi and Ronaldo's levels, says Jash Shandeep? No. Because Messi and Ronaldo were already doing it at their age, so I don't think they'll be able to do it. Plus the longevity of those two players as well is ridiculous. We're all yawning, Mark. I know. It's been a dreadful final. I'm going to admit, it has been a dreadful final. It's been, in fairness, I'm mildly irritated because Rangers score a goal because of defensive mistakes, and you think, let's just get it done in 90 minutes and Rangers win it. And within a few minutes, Rangers make a big mistake. And then for the next 20 minutes, no one makes any mistakes. So you're like, fucking hell. Like, why can't one of you make a mistake and then the game's over? But no, you both make a mistake and then surround it with no other chances, really. Werther's originals are have got a nice flavour, but I don't really like hard boiled sweets, so. Three minutes to go here before we have extra time. Biggest flop of the season, Lukaku wins it. We've had 8,400 votes, 67%. You are the flop of the season, Romelu Lukaku. There we go. Closed it. I forgot to close it. I tell you what, Jacob says Murray mints. Has anybody ever had an Everton mint? Now, I think I've got the name right here. But if I have got the name right, they are glorious. They are joyful and triumphant. They do exist as well. So Everton mints are, I don't know how they work. They're like a humbug, but they've got toffee in the middle. And that is why Everton's nickname is the Toffees. They're lovely. I love it. I love Everton mints. I haven't had one for years, but they're nice. I like Cucurella, Geloni. Very good player. Zeds, thanks for your chat. Not going to read it out. Just going to block you. Bye. Swivel on it. I win. You lose. First baby on way. Any advice? It's a girl. September the 2nd, says Cameron Stocks. Advice is that the first one is always a... the first child is always a culture shock. It's a bit like a sledgehammer the first few days, but it's a great time. Enjoy it. And that's for Cameron Stocks. If you are Harry Kane, would you try to go to Bayern after Lewandowski leaves, considering you would get more salary and also win more trophies? Has he been linked to them, Anabav? I think Harry Kane to Bayern Munich would be a brilliant deal. I just don't know whether he would want to leave the Premier League at 29. I think too many English players don't want to leave the Premier League. You can sort of understand it. The money's good. It's the best league in the world, but go and win a load of trophies. But it depends what Harry Kane wants. You're not going to win the Premier League, mate. Not Rangers. Liverpool or Celtic. Liverpool or City don't want you. And if you go to United, extra time. Apologies. Even I feel like apologising. Yeah, it's not been the greatest final, has it ever? But yeah, I think that would be if Harry Kane truly wants to win trophies, then that's the place to go. Please subscribe, by the way, bottom right hand corner. Thanks for tuning in. We're only 10 subscribers away from 685,000. Let's hope we get penalties. We bloody deserve it for sitting through this. We better get penalties. I'll tell you what, I'm just going to knock my... I'm just going to have a little stretch. I'm still here with you, but I'm just having a little bit of jog on the spot because it's a long time to sit down. So I'm just doing a little bit of a jog here. I'd look an idiot doing it. I could have done it, actually. I could have actually done it. I mean, actually, let's not be rude. I can still do it for you lot. Move that over there. I'm back. That looks funny, doesn't it? It's just good to get some stretching in. Move the chair out the way. I don't know why I haven't done this before. It's a long time to sit down, isn't it? It's a long time to sit down. Bit of a stretch. Still here, look. Oh, that's good. That's a good one, that. Hamstrings, lower back, straighten back, hamstrings. When you get to my age, I'm telling you now, when I used to play football in my late teens, early 20s, and the coach would be like, have a good stretch before the game. I just stand around chatting, going like that, shake your leg. You get older, there's nothing like a good stretch. Oh, yes. That's good. Finish it off with a little run again. There we go. Better. That's better. We're back. We're back. Don't worry, nothing's going to hang out. It's rightly tucked down by the knee. I wish. Hey, if I'm promoting a bit of stretching, a bit of exercise, that's what it's all about. That's what it's all about. Don't forget on the weekend to play Spitch. Download it for free with your phone, on your camera on your phone, or go through the link in the description. What is Spitch? You start off with 0 points like everyone else on the Premier League on Sunday. You pick your team, you score your points, you win your prizes. It's free to play. You've got to be over 18. And terms and conditions apply. Link in the chat. There's also a link in the chat where you can play against me in the TOS community. We've got our own prizes to give away, including a £50 voucher where you can, order yourself one of these from our shop, whatever you want, mugs, the lot. You also, more importantly, can say that you beat me, which you won't do. So get your teams picked for the Premier League final day. Links in the video description, or scan it, play Spitch this weekend. See if you can beat me. It's going to be a brilliant watch-along on that as well. So you can be checking your Spitch points whilst actually watching the watch-along, where we've got all the games covered. So looking forward to it. 8 games. Well, there's 10 games on Sunday, on the Premier League final day. 10 games. 8 of them matter. 2 for relegation, 2 for top 4, 2 for the title, and 2 for the Europa League. Obviously, West Ham, Brighton, and Manchester United, Palace. Right, we're about to kick off for the first half of extra time here. I want penalties. Penalties. Who wants penalties? I want penalties. Do you want penalties? Yes, I do want penalties. Please give us penalties, because this has been a crap game. It had penalties written all over it. If you look closely at the ball, it says penalties. Come on, ref. Get on with it. Come on, ref. It's not kicked off yet. What's he waiting for? Mate, it's 10 o'clock at night. Bloody twat. Okay, we've got a few super chats here. Welcome to the Members Club, Jazz. Mark, sitting down, put one foot on your other knee and lean forward. Sitting down, put one foot on your other knee and lean forward. Michael, I could never do that. I'm going to come back and try that. You look good for a 50-year-old, says Jazz. Ageist. There. Hi, Mark. Harrison Ford is in his 80s and he'd kick your ass. Was your show on TalkSport a one-off, or will there be others? It was fire. Would be a shame if you won't appear or get on radio again. Hey, Opry. I'm just going to let them fight amongst themselves. Radio 5, TalkSport, Radio 1, Magic, Nottingham, local radio. I don't know. If they wouldn't have me. Watch your back, Joe Wicks. Goldbridge is coming for you, says Joshua Bowers. I'd love to do fitness with Goldbridge. It'd be very basic. I've got to go back just very quickly and try that. What did he say? Sit down, put your foot on your knee and lean forward. Well, I'm never going to be able to do that. Oh, I can't break my leg. Is that what he meant? Would you rather Liverpool win the league or the Champions League, says coach? As long as you don't win one, so you can't do the treble, that's fine by me. I am nervous about Sunday. I don't know whether I can take Sunday. I'm not thinking about Sunday at the moment, but I'm nervous about United ending up in the Conference League, and I'm nervous about Liverpool winning the league. It's going to be difficult. I'm going to probably put my focus on the Man City Villa game and the United Palace game, because obviously if Man City win, they win the league, and if Man United win, they get Europa League spots. So they'll probably be the two priority games I'm watching, but I will be keeping an eye on lots of other ones as well. Would you rather Liverpool win the league or the Champions? So we've done that there. But what games are you going to be watching on Sunday? Let me know. You reckon Ahmed will get some game time, says Man United Hodge? No. I don't think so. If I was everybody, I'd say, shall we just go straight to penalties? Shall we? Don't forget your transfer hotometer, Kevin Welsh. I won't, mate. That's going to go out after here on Twitter, at Mark Goldbridge. Give us a follow. Eintracht Frankfurt are still pushing here. Don't you start ruining my penalty dream. Mark, have you tried lean? I hear many players love... I don't know what it is, a 3 lotto, but I think you're trying to get me to say something rude, so I'm just going to stop. Mark, will they show live scores during the games on Sunday, or can we watch each game separately? That's a great question by Akash. Is there a featured live game by Sky, or can you watch them all? That's a good point. I don't know what Sky are planning to do on the final day. Is it a red button thing where they show them all? Or do they have featured games? I think sometimes they have a red button feature, but I don't know. Love you, Mark, says Ben. Mark, I've got the new one, Fly Fishing with Goldbridge. You take guests out on the lakes and have an hour's chat as you cast your rods, says Nick P. Eintracht Frankfurt on the attack again. Good tackle by Rangers. We need Brighton to help us against West Ham, says Lars. Yeah, so yeah, thanks for everyone for telling me that lean is a drug. So basically that person was trying to be a knobhead. I think you can watch them all on the red button, says SDA. Yeah, that's what I thought happened. So you can pick your games on the final to get its final day of the season. He's in down the right-hand side. He's got no support. It goes for a corner. To Frankfurt. I've never been to Frankfurt, but I presume they do nice sausage because of the Frankfurter. Has Fall Guys had an update, William? He's saying play Fall Guys, and I heard somebody was saying there was some big update, but I just think it's just free play, isn't it? They put all the games on different channels on all the Sky ones, says George Sutton on the final day. Don't worry, I'll have a remote control and I'll also have a few screens on the go as well. The problem is, how many logins can I get? Out of all United's past jerseys, which one is your favourite? Says Raw. My favourite. I've got two. I've got them both upstairs. If you remind me on United Stand, I'll wear them. Yeah, my favourite one is the '93 away kit. It's dark blue with black paint splattering all over it. And I also like the sharp view cam one that Cantona had on when he kicked that Palace fan. Not because of that, but I just like that kit, which is black with yellow writing on it. So yes, that's my two favourites. My favourite red home kit is the '99 one. Probably because of that, really. Mark, we've done that one from Akash. Thanks for the super chats. Thanks everyone who subscribed, by the way. Bottom right-hand corner, we were very close to 685,000 on the road to 700k. Thanks for subscribing, bottom right-hand corner. The Ian says, I'm dreading Sunday, Mark. Couldn't bear the thought of Liverpool taking a step closer to quadruple. Ian Vincent. I tell you what, I will say this. If Liverpool find a way of winning the league on Sunday, they will do a quadruple. Because it's written in the stars then. It's like United in 99. If you can get it so that the Champions League is the game for history, they will do it. So if Man City somehow bottle the title on Sunday, which they shouldn't do at the Etihad against Villa, but stranger things have happened, so... Daniel has given us a super chat here, and I'll let the chat decide. I mean, I've got no interest in it. He says, as a match-going fan, I don't think you're a real United fan because you're from Nottingham. Daniel. Well, welcome to the world of having an opinion, Daniel. I think it's a sad opinion. I bet you've got strong opinions on other things about people as well, which are sad in the modern day, but up to you. We know these people exist. Would you rather United win the treble or England win the World Cup? Oh, easy. I'd rather United win the FA Cup than England win the World Cup. We've not won a trophy for 5 years. So we've had the good news is we've had 8 minutes of extra time already, which means we've only got 22 until penalties. What's my prediction for United Palace? We've got some good players back. I'm doing a preview tomorrow afternoon at 2 o'clock on the United stand. So Sancho's back. Shaw is back. So we should be a better team because we've got some better players back. I wouldn't be surprised if United got beat 4-0. I wouldn't be surprised if we won 4-0. Eric Ten Hag's going to be watching. The players should be more motivated. As a one-off, I would hope we'll finish the season on a positive. But Palace are a good side. May I ask why you no longer go to Old Trafford, says Johnny. God, they're all out tonight. What I do with my life is up to me, Johnny, at the end of the day. And I find it hilarious that so many people get so upset about what I decide to do with my life. Oh, he's on Talk Sport. Talk Sport shit. Oh, he's a Forest fan because he's born from Nottingham. Why doesn't he go to games anymore? Why doesn't he put vinegar on his chips? It's my life. 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 You're obsessed with it. Do you like any Premier League teams excluding Man United? No, Louis. I don't support anybody else. I don't get why people would support other teams. I quite like Juventus because I like Italian football, but I wouldn't say I support them. Do you know Dan James has more goal contributions than Sancho? My brother enjoyed laughing at me when he told me, says Les. I'm pleased for Dan James. We bought him for £15 million, and so sorry, Johnny. He actually was being nice, asking a good question. I thought he was a troll. Well, if you're not trolling, sorry, Johnny, but it's true. We bought Dan James for 15 million quid. It didn't work out, and we sold him for... Don't clip that me singing It's My Life. It'll just wind people up. And we sold him for 25 million. So I hope Dan James does have a good career because we did quite good out of that deal. AMK says that's such a Ricky comment. What? 30 million. Yeah, double your money. Double your money. Try to get rich. Yeah, so we doubled it. What was that song I was singing then? There are more songs to it. There are more lyrics than It's My Life. Dr. Alban. I used to love that. Stop fighting me, stop dissing me, stop criticizing me. It's my life. 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 That they were the lyrics. It's just just kept singing it's his life. We get the point. It's your life. Rangers! Blocked. Cleared away. Bassie's been man of the match, says Mark. I know, she should be taking it easy at her age. She's sung all them bloody James Bond songs in the 1670s. She's now playing in the defence for Rangers. Game of her life. Go on, Shirley. Ramsey's on the bench, Aaron Ramsey. The Dan James super chat reminds me of 4 words. I'm telling you, Mark, says AMK. Top of the fridge. It's all about the players. It's all about the structure, says Carl Ross too. Are you going to see Liam Gallagher at Nebworth, says Bound? No. No. Those days are gone. Just give me a Horlicks and a nice series on Netflix. I'll be fine. Enjoy it though. Now I've seen Oasis a few times, but I'm not very good with crowds. I don't like crowds really. I wouldn't say I get panic attacks, but I did have a panic attack at an Oasis concert at the Lansdowne Road. I can't remember what year it was. It must have been like 2000, maybe 2001. They played at Lansdowne Road in Ireland, and Oasis were not very good. I've seen Oasis a few times, and they were not very good. I think Liam was going through a breakup because in between the lines he was mumbling about fuck off and a bitch and stuff like that. So yeah, they weren't very good, and I ended up having a bit of a panic attack. Hi Mark, for hope all is well. Question, was there still an announcement this Friday? Sorry if I missed anything. Love the content, brother. Keep it up. We have still got an announcement on the United stand to come. It's probably not going to be next Friday, but the big announcement I was talking about was the Talk Sport thing. I think I just got it wrong by a week, but that was the one I was talking about. This case is rubbish. Oh no, it's part of the way it does it. It's the style. Thought I'd cracked it. A minute to go, the first half of extra time. In the worst Europa League final I've ever watched. Sunshine Gary Neville. Frankfurt on the attack. Oh, it's been so bad. It's been so bad. I'm just really blow up, ref. E.O. Regan says, I'm awaiting your return to Ireland. So am I. Sneak Bridge is the code, Daniel. The atmosphere is fantastic, yes, Hoffman, I agree. Who's the GOAT, Harry Maguire or Phil Jones, says Theo. I don't think Harry Maguire can win a poll at the moment. I feel sorry for him in that sense because he's certainly not as bad as people want to make out, but I don't think there's a positive poll he can win. The match has been boring, says Lars. It's been shit. It really... He's adding time on as well. Don't add time on in extra time. Nobody wants it. Fancy adding a minute on to extra time first half. What a prat. Just get it on with. Just get to penalties, mate. Save us. I'm not reading that out, AMK. Can you say Mayo for Sam, Mark? Says Connor. Mayo? What, the place in Ireland or the thing you put on your chips? I tell you what, that is... I'm a bit hungry at the moment. I would never eat this anyway because I shouldn't be eating this anymore anyway. But I love chip shop chips with chicken kebab meat, and then you get the red sauce and the mayo, and you basically do a pattern. You go like that: red, white, and then you get a can of pop, Tizer, Iron Brew, Coke, and you sit there and you eat it, and I bloody love it. Gets me up in the night with indigestion, but for those 5 minutes, it's great. Which is better signing, Haaland to Man City or Mbappe to Madrid, if it happens, says Ragaf. I think Mbappe is better than Haaland. I don't know why I think that. I don't know whether people agree. Let's have a little poll. Either or. I like both players, and I think Haaland's going to be really interesting to see how he does in the Prem. But I do think Mbappe's better. But the poll can decide in the chats. So we're 15 minutes away from a penalty shootout here. And I'm looking forward to hopefully seeing a penalty shootout, because I don't really want to see a I don't really want to see this won in normal time now. Breaking news, Rebecca Vardy will quit the UK with footballer husband Jamie in the wake of her libel trial. The couple plan a move to the US regardless of the results. It's going to retire to the MLS then. It doesn't get much bigger than that. I tell you what, this Bassi deserves a shout out though, doesn't he? It's not been a great game, but he's done really well. I don't watch Scottish football, so I'm not going to pretend I do. But 22 years of age, and Calvin Bassi. He was at Leicester in his youth career. Place of birth, Italy. Played 2 games for the Nigerian team. I think he may well be on the move. He's played very, very well tonight. He has. And I think Ndika's played well for Frankfurt as well. It's been a game of good defending. And interestingly, neither of the goals were on those two. Both goals were defensive errors, but neither Ndika for Frankfurt or Bassi were at fault for the goals. So watch out for him. Is Aaron Ramsey an experienced player Arsenal need? He's not even on the pitch for Rangers, is he? Not even brought him on yet, have they? Mark, if you could have seen any 2 players play for United from the past, who would it be? Ronaldo, R9 and Ronaldinho would be my choice. Oh, like actually signed for United, CP. I thought you meant like people who played for United, because I'd love to have seen George Best play for United. And I'd love to have seen Duncan Edwards play for United as well, because, Busby Babes. What a shot! Straight at the keeper, unlucky. Given that Conte is back sufficiently, how far do you think he could do for Spurs, says Bram? I'm interested to see. Look, obviously as a United fan, I'm very interested to see what Manchester United do in the transfer window this summer. But I'm also interested to see what people like Spurs, Arsenal, Newcastle, Villa. I'm interested to see what those teams do. I think it's going to be a very interesting summer, because there's a lot of clubs who want to buy. And will there be a lot of players out there? Have you ever been to Roscommon in Ireland, says Sean? I don't think I have, but I do know the name. Chelsea, yes. Yeah, Chelsea as well, Simon. I mean, look, in general, I think the transfer window is going to be very interesting. But you're right, Chelsea. And I hope it does live up to it, because sometimes I think, ooh, shot just wide. Edge of the box. Just wide from Frankfurt there. I think if you score now, it's over. So we've got, my clock doesn't go up to 100 and all that. So we're into the second minute of extra time, second half now. So when it hits 15, it's over. I don't think Ahmad's going to come on. Have you ever been to Tipperary in Ireland, says Adam Fox? No, but I've heard it's a long way. Would love to see Skip from Spurs at United, says Botherer. Frankfurt on the attack. Good tackle again. Down and in it. Yeah, players who've never played for United, but great shout on Duncan Edwards and Best, says CP. Yeah, I'd love to just. Obviously, it's not going to happen, but it, I often think about that. If you could go back and watch some players, it'd be great, wouldn't it? It's definitely going to penalties, says Football Fan. I want it to go to penalties now. I didn't want extra time. Could have been upstairs in bed now, watching a bit of Netflix, doing my pre-bed stretching. No. So if I'm staying up past my bedtime, I want to see penalties. Talking about staying up past my bedtime, tomorrow night I'm doing a film watch-along on my Twitch channel. So if you want to get involved in that, it's a film watch-along tomorrow. We did Jaws a couple of weeks ago. It worked really well, actually. So tomorrow night, 10:30, we'll be going live on that. I've dropped the link in the video description for my Twitch channel. If you want to tune in for that, a bit of chat whilst watching a film. Can't beat a bit of stretching. I almost feel like doing some more, but I'm all right at the moment. 10 minutes to penalties. Rangers pushing here. Imagine if we got a late winner. That would probably annoy me a little bit. And I wouldn't begrudge Rangers winning it because I do want them to win, but I really do want penalties now. The playoff penalties last night were exciting. We had FA Cup penalties on Saturday. Give us more penalties. I've lost the chat again, so I can't interact with you at the moment, but I will get it back. Don't worry. Thanks everyone who's tuned in, by the way. It's not been the most easiest game. Oh, I get to vote. 67% Mbappe against Haaland. There you go. The chat have spoken. Hi Mark, have you ever watched the TV show on Netflix with education at the end of it on the title? Says Sean Luke. Mark, I really think Haag is a good player. He can compete with Bruno at United for the cam, but he's been misused on the wing in a league that needs a quick winner. Says AMK. Thank you very much. Mbappe's overrated, says Proton. We're counting down to penalties. It's the final countdown. That's got me confused. Something's got me confused. I remember. Obviously didn't do it. It's alright, I've got a job to do. I didn't do it. I really thought I'd done it. I'm quite surprised I hadn't done it. There we go. 8 minutes to go. Both these teams now, you can see it in their fingers. You can see it in their bones. And, yeah, they're definitely... I actually think since 1-1, they've been like this as well. They've just been very conservative or not good enough. Shot straight at the keeper there. I'll be stunned if this doesn't go to penalties now. Favourite place in Ireland, Mark? Probably Malahide, because that's where I lived for 3 years. Really liked it. I don't know whether it's a great place to visit. I think it's okay as a day, but yeah, as a place to live, it was great. Cross comes in from Frankfurt. No one's there. 7 minutes to go. Shots. Ooh, I tell you what, it was a dipping shot and it's gone for a goal kick. I mean, yeah, I mean, look, you've got to give both Rangers and Frankfurt massive credit to get into the final when you think about it could easily have been a Leipzig-West Ham final. It could have been a Dortmund-Barcelona final. All these teams were in this scenario. And they didn't make it. So, as much as people will say it's been a boring final, Rangers and Eintracht Frankfurt have completely earned the right to be in it. You know it and I know it. I just hope we get penalties because it's been shit. And you know, although they've earned the right to be in it, we've earned the right to get a bit of bloody entertainment out of this. We've given up 2.5 hours of our lives here. 2.5 hours of our Wednesday nights to watch this. We want more. We want better. We want penalties. You do though, don't you? You get to that point where you're like, I'd be disappointed almost. I mean, I'd like Rangers to win, as I said, but I'd almost be disappointed now if we didn't get penalties. Well, I would be disappointed, I'm going to be honest. Do you think this is what Man United versus Villarreal look like for the neutrals, says Ben? Yes, good point. Great point. I'm not going to pretend last year's final was any good. I mean, it's not great for the Europa League, is it? They've had 2 crap finals in a row. Do you think it's normal for people to wear rival team shirts because it looks nice, says AMK? I see a lot of people doing it. And I don't think it's a young thing. I see people in their 30s doing it. You know, they'll wear an Ajax top or a Leipzig top. I used to do it when I was younger, I will admit. I mean, never another Premier League one, really. I know my mate had a Blackburn Rovers top, which was quite nice, which was black with the red stripes in it, and I liked it, so I nicked it off him. Well, I borrowed it, and I never gave it back. I don't know where it is now, but I'd never wear it in public. Yeah, and I remember having a couple of Germany tops as well when I was younger, because they were nice. But, yeah, I don't know about that. I don't know. We'll see what the chat says. Another Rangers player coming off here. Just run off, mate. Everybody been to Bastard Town, real coastal area in County Wexford, and the proud bearer of Ireland swear his place name. Not sure why, says Retro. Hi Mark, have you ever visited the United States? Hello from New Jersey. I have never been to the United States, Andy. It's an embarrassment, really, because I really want to go there. I've never been, and I intend to. Look at all this time wasting. Just get to bloody penalties, you boring prats. Aaron Ramsey's coming on. Stop. I mean, we've just wasted another 3 minutes there of people being injured. Fucking get on with it. Aaron Ramsey's on. Oh, he's on. Ball over the top. Rangers have got it. Oh, what a save by the goalkeeper! Unbelievable! Unbelievable save by the goalkeeper. I didn't think the cross was going to find Davis. And that was Kent. It was Kent again. Oh my God. What a chance this is. It comes to Rangers on the right-hand side. He puts a cross in. No word of a lie. The cross comes across the 6-yard box. Kent gets it. Dead centre. Shoots. He's got the whole goal to aim at and he hits the keeper's leg. I mean, it's a great save by the keeper. But you've got to score that. What a chance. Oh, he's going to have nightmares about that. He's going to have... It's a great save by the keeper with his feet, but he's got to score it. He's got to score that. By gum. What a chance for Rangers to win it. Unbelievable. Scooby-Doo. He can't believe it. Can he believe it? Can he believe it? Can you believe it? I can't believe it. It's a great chance. And he's missed it. He's bloody missed it. That was big. It was big. Biggest, most excitement of the game, that. Can't believe it. Another cross comes into the box for Rangers. Another shot from the edge of the box. Blocked. Another cross out wide. I don't know what's going on here. Free kick. I don't think they've been very happy with the referee, these Eintracht Frankfurt players. I think they might think he's a bit of a cheat, but that's just an observation. They've not been very happy. Free kick on the edge of the box. Might be the last. Well, no, he's probably going to add another 5 minutes on again, isn't he? Knowing this ref. I mean, in Spain, what's the time? It must be like midnight. Presuming they're an hour ahead like they normally are. Free kick to Rangers here. It's a good position. Could be the moment. It could be the moment. Oh, it's a great save, but wow, it's not a great save by the keeper. It's on target. It's in the top corner, but the keeper just read it. It's 11:39 in Scotland, says MK. Should a Prem team sign? I don't know what you're talking about, Ms. Lasley. I'm not going to talk about... If I don't know the name of the player or anything like that, I'm not going to start reading out funny names. That was a good free kick, but the keeper did well. He's had a great game trap for Frankfurt. But he's going to go to penalties here. We're going to get a penalty shootout. Well, we've worked for it. We've worked for this. God, we've worked for it. I apologise to everybody for last year. If this was what the final was like last year, I apologise. As a Man United fan, obviously I was very engaged in it. And I thought it was a massively exciting game. For everybody else, if it was as bad as that, I apologise. My eyes have been opened because that was a terrible final, which hopefully will get saved by some drama in this final. Interestingly, I think the Eintracht Frankfurt goalkeepers had a bloody blinder, so going into a penalty shootout, that might be a bit of a problem for them, but we will see. We will see. Penalty shootout. Right, let's move. Let's get ready for a penalty shootout, everybody. Make sure you subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. Let me stop the clock. McGregor against Trapp for the Europa League final. It's been a long old night. There was a part of me at the start of the week that thought, I'm not going to do the Europa League final. Rangers against Eintracht Frankfurt. I'm not massively bothered about it. There's a part of me that thinks I wish I bloody hadn't. But at least we're going to get a bit of excitement. Atmosphere's been fantastic from the Rangers. It's been a great atmosphere. Give them credit for that. It's not been a great game. How good was Samba last night, says Akash? I mean, I didn't watch extra time. And I only had an eye on the game on the side for the Liverpool-Southampton game. But I thought on penalties he was very good. I do like a penalty shootout, especially when it's not. I'm not emotionally involved. I think penalty shootouts when it's your team. Oh my god! I mean, there's that. I think it's available as a GIF. I think if you're on Twitter and you go on your GIFs and you type in Goldbridge, you'll see me in an England top. That was England-Colombia in the last. Was it the last World Cup? Yeah, it was. Oh my god! What a prat! England-Colombia, was it the Euros? Bloody hell, I'm glad I didn't say that. Of course it was the last World Cup. Yeah, and I absolutely couldn't believe it. I was like, ugh. Because as an England fan, I've seen us lose so many penalty shootouts over the years. But yeah, this one, penalty win prediction. Let's do a poll. Who's going to win on penalties? Bit of fun in the chat. Who wins on penalties? Rangers, Frankfurt. I am going to absolutely give my honest opinion. I would love Rangers to win it, being a Scottish team. But I think Frankfurt are going to win it because I think Trapp has had a really good game for them. So, yeah. But I will say this. There's more to Ireland than this. I will say this. I still do not agree that games of this magnitude, and I've seen World Cups decided on penalties. I think it's great drama, but I still wish we could find a way where a game gets won on the pitch. And I often wonder whether in extra time in my lifetime we'll find a way to make it not go to penalties, because I would love to see it won. You know, whether maybe golden goal didn't work, but there's got to be a way of making it work where, like, you're not playing for. I think if you removed penalties and they knew there was no penalties, then maybe teams would attack more. But I don't know. It's great. It's great drama. Pretty poor advert for the Europa League, says Callum. It's, as I said, it's the second Europa League final in a row that's gone to 1-1 and penalties. I'm quite interested in saying in extra time you've got to take a player off, and then 10 minutes later you have to take another player off, or do it every 5 minutes, so that at some point you get down to 6 against 6. You could do it on a boxing score, who performs better. Yeah, but imagine a really close game. It's all right if someone's part of the bus. De Jong update, Chris Wheeler. The Man United have told Barcelona they won't blow their budget on a 70 million deal for Frankie de Jong. The compromise remains some way off. Yeah, well, I know that. He's actually right about that, AMK. United don't want to spend 70 million. They want to spend about 60. What about losing an outfield player every 5 minutes? I'd like to try it, Mac. I mean, the great thing about FIFA and UEFA is that when they bring a new rule in, they can trial it in a different league or in other, try it. Might be an awful idea, it might not. Anyway, penalties about to start. Here we go. Tavernier is going to take a penalty here. Thanks everyone who's tuning in. We've got 19,000 watching. Please subscribe. Bottom right hand corner. Everyone's welcome on That's Full Football. Tavernier against Trapp. First penalty of this Europa League penalty shootout. He scores it. 1-0 to Rangers. He took it well. I wouldn't fancy him to miss. The penalties are being taken in front of the Rangers fans as well. So does that make it harder? Yes. It does. The pressure as an Eintracht Frankfurt player is bigger because you're looking at that blue wall behind you, probably swearing at you, probably going like that. I'm being truthful. 1-0 to Rangers. Eintracht Frankfurt now. Man United have made a 25 million bid for Jurien Timber. The player has a full verbal agreement with United. Well, I told you that this morning. Boom. Tell me something I don't know. Good penalty. 1-1. Oh, look at Lenz. He's going like that to the Rangers fans as well. Confident. Remember though. Remember Rangers. I don't want to tell you this, but you're playing a German team. German teams are quite good at penalties. I don't know what it is. Don't know what it is about German teams, but they are good at penalties. Right. Rangers step up for penalty number 2. Who's it gonna be? Is it Davis? Good penalty as well. Right in the top corner. That reminds me of me. Davis. Good penalty that. Right in the top corner. Keeper went the wrong way. Always looks a better penalty when the keeper goes the wrong way. But I don't think it's savable. Look. Yeah, you're not saving that. Right high. If you want to take a penalty, by the way, when I had goalkeeping training when I was about 17, I learned loads about angles and stuff. But it's generally accepted that if somebody roofs it in one of the corners, you're not going to save it, because just the way that you dive, you're not going to jump up high for a penalty. You're always going to go low. Obviously, it's a risk. You might hit it over, but if you're good enough, you hit it high. He's gone low. 2-2. Remember as well. Remember, the Europa League final last year was a crap penalty shootout as well. It went all the way to the goalkeepers. So we might also get a crap penalty shootout. 2-2. Thanks everyone who's tuning in. 55% of you think Rangers are going to win on penalty. I would like to see a hockey thing where you lose a few players like 7v7. Love your shows and good content. Good job at Talk Sport, says Bjorn. Thank you very much. Thanks very much for the super chat. From Spurs, pick a midfielder to swap with United, says come on you Spurs. Here we go, Rangers. Good penalty. Good penalty. 3-2. 3-2. Van Bronckhorst looks happy. That was a good penalty. And that's what I'm talking about. Keeper goes the right way, but the height stops him saving it. Because to dive on a penalty, you can't stay in the air. Your dive will take you low. Gravity will take control. So if you put your penalty in the top half of the goal, in the corner, you've got a very high chance of scoring. Not many goalkeepers can save it. Third penalty. This to make it 3-3 or Rangers get a lead. I think he's going to miss. Oh, what a penalty. Keeper, see again, keeper goes the right way. Kamada puts it high. It goes, I mean, it's gone in off the post. It's a bloody good penalty. All their penalties have been brilliant. That is a great penalty. Again, the height beats McGregor, but it's in off the post. That's the best penalty of the night. What a penalty, says Luca. It was good. 3-3. Ramsey. Aaron Ramsey. I don't know why with Aaron Ramsey I always think of him as Celtic. He's not. Playing for Rangers. Takes his penalty. Or is he? He's just missed it. Oh dear. He's bloody missed it. Trap. It's not a good penalty, that. a player of his calibre, it's crap. It's a terrible penalty, that. It's so bad. The keeper's dived past it and saved it with his feet. It's low, it's down the centre. A player of his quality, that is a shit penalty. Back yourself, mate. Put it in the top corner. McGregor needs a save now. Oh, them penalties are brilliant. Bottom corner, McGregor goes the right way. Kostic puts it in the bottom corner. Rangers are in trouble. They're 4-3 down. They've got to score and save one. Great penalty, that. McGregor's at full stretch as well. Right, it's all on this penalty now. He's got to score it and McGregor's got to save the last one. It's a hard... Their chances of turning this round is below 25% now. Germans on a penalty shootout. So predictable, so efficient. Their penalties have been brilliant. Here we go, Rangers. Good penalty. Very good penalty. In off the post by Roof. I thought he'd have put it higher. He's hit it well. Keeper went the right way. But the pace of it... Oh, it's a brilliant penalty. In off the post as well. Good penalty, that. Right, it all comes down to this. McGregor needs to save it and take it to sudden death. Or will Frankfurt score 5 out of 5? I think they're going to score 5 out of 5. It's Bohr. Rangers need a save. Aaron Ramsey could be the only one who misses one out of 10 if this goes in. And he scores it in front of the Rangers fans. Why are they celebrating in front of the Rangers fans? Your fans are up the other end. They are so good at penalties. Horrible way to lose. Horrible way to lose. Horrible way to lose. But as I said this about Chelsea on Saturday. I'll say it against any team. It's a horrible way to lose, but it's not like you've had 120. It's not like you haven't had 120 minutes to win. Penalty shootouts are a horrible way to lose, and it's an amazing way to win. But I said this about United last season when we lost to Villarreal. It's a horrible way to lose, but we had 120 minutes to try and win it. And I tell you what, I don't want to say it, but Ramsey's penalty miss. What about Kent's miss? 5 minutes into extra time. And it's hard for Rangers as well because I don't think... Well, it's great for Frankfurt as well, but I don't think Rangers... I think the great thing about Rangers and Frankfurt is they totally deserve to get to the final, and they won't normally be even in a Europa League final. So to get there and not win it, when will they be that? When will they be back there again? You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it is what it is. They are the winners. Eintracht Frankfurt and fan trouble incoming, says Ronan. I hope not, but you never know in these sort of things. Anyway, look, thanks everyone for tuning in. Make sure you download Spitch and give that a go. Free for the weekend. You've got to be over 18. Score some points. Win some prizes. As I mentioned, terms and conditions apply. Links are in the description. Thanks everyone for tuning in. Make sure you subscribe, bottom right hand corner. And I will be back on this channel tomorrow with something, I'm sure. Remember, tomorrow night I'm doing a film watch-along on Twitch. If you want to join me for that, it'll be about this time when it starts. Links in the chat for my Twitch page as well. Thanks everyone for tuning in. It's been a hard watch that. We did get a penalty shootout, but yeah, unlucky Rangers. Not the best final. Reminds me of United Villarreal last year. And the Germans, they're just so good at penalties. Thanks for watching. Speak to you all in a bit.